You are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair and Mazz in the Midday.
In the Midday.
Welcome back, everyone, once again to another episode of Mazz in the Midday. Anthony Cafone, your host, along with Connor Cupin and Brandon, Mazz with one Z Morazzo.
It's two Z's, you disrespectful. How dare you?
One
Put
Z,
some
one
respect
Z.
on my name, all right? Before I get Birdman up in here.
Come on. It's a running joke within our little friend group here that Mazz likes his name spelled with two Z's because his last name's Morazzo with two Z's. So,
Don't one Z me, man.
you know, obviously, I have to call him Mazz with one Z because it's
too
hilarious.
I mean, if we're going to just start nitpicking stuff, I mean, my man, they always say that promotion, get your name out there. How many times are we going to say Ant and Mazz in the Midday at the beginning?
Well, that's what the show's called, right?
I know, but like we hit it like 2 times. It just feels it gets a little messy.
Does it get a little messy?
I think so. Connor, what do you think? He's not even paying attention. He has
Yeah,
no clue.
what? Like, what?
He has no clue. Connor Cupin, our residential squirrel over here.
Yay!
Yeah, Connor is called the squirrel because, you know, he's always
Dude, he has no
He's just
clue.
amped up.
He's amped up, and then he has no clue what's going on, but
That
he'll
is
figure
not,
it out.
That is yes.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, fellas.
Well, welcome back once again to another show. Date, July 13th,
Oh, my.
2022.
Are we not starting with basketball? No, we're not. You know why? Because it's not the biggest thing going on in sports right now. What's the biggest thing going on, Connor?
The Major League Baseball All-Star
The
Game is coming up.
Midsummer Classic, baby.
Here we are. Fellas, we have, I believe, is this the definitive list?
Yeah, it's out.
This is it.
They got to fill out the injury replacements because that'll happen, but it's pretty much out there.
All right.
It'll update.
Let's just run down this real quick. Let me know if you guys have any grievances. We're going to start with the American League, starting with the first baseman, Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
Here's the thing. I love Vlad. I think he should have been in reserve. Ty France probably having a little bit better of a year right now.
I can't even weigh in on this just because I am a little biased here. I'm a big fan of Vladdy, so I would love to see him start.
I think between like Rizzo and
Rizzo should definitely have a spot in this game. I'm sorry.
does he not?
No, he's not playing in it.
That is ridiculous because it could be. It's either, you know, with Ty France getting hurt, that definitely put a
Opens
little
the door
bit of
for him. It opens the door for him.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh wait, France is back sadly, so he'll play the game.
Is he? Yeah. So,
He's
but
back.
right now this year, France is hitting 306, 379 on base percentage, 460 slugging. He's in at an 840 OPS. Vladdy's doing all right. He doesn't. He has 19 homers, which is
He's
phenomenal.
54 RBIs. I think Vlad's fine, but Rizzo should be in there over France.
Now, I got a question for you guys. Obviously, Rizzo's stock's been going up just because of being a lefty bat in Yankee Stadium. Do you guys think that is playing a part in him not being selected?
I don't know, because Yankee voters definitely always
Yeah.
show up, and I think Rizzo was like just behind France.
The problem was when the voting started, France was in the lead, and then once the injury happened, then he kind of tailed off, but by then votes were already in place. You know what I mean? Like at this very moment, yeah, I think Rizzo over France, but the sad part is the voting started a little earlier than we hoped.
Yeah, they usually do start the All-Star voting like in the beginning of May.
But it's not like any of those three guys. It's all close. You know what I mean? It's all really close as to who should make it. And first base is a very competitive position, especially in the NL.
Yeah, the National League first baseman, as of right now, Goldschmidt is the runaway favorite and is the starter. And then Pete Alonso right now is sitting at the reserve at first base.
I don't know. Kind of feel like Alonso should be probably there.
Dude, if it's only two...
Dude, the Mets are hot. All right, this guy's leading the league in RBIs. Like, show some love here. Come on.
But you don't understand how well Goldschmidt's hitting right now. He's leading the league in runs scored. He leads the league in hits right now.
He's
with
batting
108.
He's batting 333
Dude,
to Alonso's
this is the one
269.
This is the one time I try to give love to the Mets, and this is what happens. This is why I don't give love to the Mets.
Goldschmidt has the highest batting average in baseball right now with the highest on-base percentage.
Oh, you convinced me. All right, I'm sorry. The Mets get no love over here at Mazz in the Midday. This is what
I'm
we
not
do.
saying Alonso
This is what
doesn't get
happens.
any love here.
I
I'm
tried
just
giving
saying,
the polar bear love, and this is what happens.
Polar
Polar
Bear
still
Pete-
gets his love.
He still gets
his love.
Listen, the NL first baseman race right now is super deep. Look, like you got Alonso, you got Goldschmidt, you got
Freddie
Freddie
Freeman.
Freeman, you have Josh Bell, you have Matt Olson. You have so many guys right now who are playing out of their minds at the first base position in the National League, and you only have 2 spots to fill.
Before we finish this list, can we just take a side route here? Because we never talked about Freddie Freeman and the manager situation. Where his manager
Yeah.
never told him about
You mean
the
his agent?
agent. Where his agent never told him about the qualifying offer that Atlanta made, even though I believe it was less money than what Los Angeles was offering. What is going on here? I mean, the guy's obviously got
Fired
from
now,
Freeman.
rightfully so. Screwed a man's life up,
Would
honestly.
you ever want to do business with this guy if
No.
you're a player? Like, come
that's
on.
reputation shattering.
What is this guy doing? I probably should have been Schmuck of the Week, but it happened last week, so.
Quite literally, like, changed 6 years of a man's entire life.
Dude, 14 seasons with Atlanta, I believe, for
And
He
he
you.
would
lived-
retire brave.
And that's not just changing him. That's, his kids now have to move out to L.A. and it changes the rest of his family, too, and everything else. That's so bad.
It changes the trajectory of Freddie Freeman's career.
His life.
Who knows?
His
Atlanta
entire
might have
life.
run it back if he was there. I have no
They
clue.
might still run it back
They
without him
still
there.
might. They might. But
still playing
It's
out of
bigger.
this
That one's
world.
bigger than baseball, honestly, for me.
I cannot believe that was even, like, allowed to go down the way it is. Like, that guy should be blackballed from the league.
Probably is.
Yeah, I don't even know the guy's name, but
Me
the
neither.
agent, bad guy.
Bad guy.
But
Moving
also,
on here. Oh, go
so
ahead.
you're talking about NL first baseman. So C.J. Cron made it in the game, but Freddie Freeman did not.
Really? Well, CJ Cron's having a really good year as well. I definitely
Yeah.
like CJ Cron right now.
But
as
is
a
he
player.
having a better season
Then Freddie Freeman, no.
I don't think
Absolutely
It's
so.
not.
close. It's definitely closer than you would have met. Like 292, 345 on base percentage. He's hitting an 889 OPS. That is insane.
Yes.
Freddie Freeman batting 311 with 56
But
RBIs.
also, you also got to account he's a Rocky. He's playing in Colorado half those games. That
Yeah.
advances his batting totals a little bit.
That's true. 20 home runs. Yeah.
So you talk about that for a little bit, but you also realize Freeman and Cron pretty much have similar numbers. Like Freddie's hitting 311, higher batting average, pretty much a higher on base percentage, 897 OPS, and he's not playing half his games in Colorado. Is that a fact? Is Colorado have any other All-Stars right now?
Colorado have any other All-Stars right now? Well.
Because if that's the case, that might be why he gets in, because he's the only All-Star.
the
oh,
new-
yeah.
That's the rule.
Dude, the new I don't know
It's
how
not the
I
new
feel
rule.
about
It's never.
that.
It's always been a rule.
That's always been a thing.
It's
Of
always
everybody's
been a
always
rule
had to
in
get
the
it.
I didn't
I've
even
never
know that
heard
was
of
always a
this
rule,
until
yeah.
Connor brought it up to my attention not too long ago.
But
that
that
makes
was with
no
the,
sense.
But
to me.
that was with the NHL All-Star game. I didn't know the MLB All-Star game was also like that. That kind of.
Let me just preface this a little bit. For those of you who don't know, there's a rule within Major League Baseball when it comes to the All-Star game that every team has at least one representative in the game. And right now, the Rockies have CJ Cron going in, which kind of takes the place of Freddie Freeman, who more than likely deserves it.
I'm calling shenanigans over here, bro. I mean, what is the point of that? If the team or the players are not playing up to like the standards,
Quite literally.
that's that's the quote unquote tiebreaker for a tie that's not even there. That's ridiculous.
Unacceptable!
That is the worst sound effect that we have here. But yeah, it was a good place to use it. It makes no sense. I think everybody wants to see Freddie Freeman there.
I
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Freddie Freeman just won the MVP a few years ago. He's probably one of the top players in the game. He's now in LA where he's absolutely mashing. The Dodgers are in first place. They kind of pulled away a little bit from the Padres in the last week or two. But like he has been one of the driving forces of that offense. And I think he deserves a spot in the Midsummer Classic.
I'm just rooting for the guy, especially for what just happened with the agent. Like that, I've never seen some Bush League antics like that.
No.
And that's exactly what that was.
But yeah. That's
But
like-
moving on here, second base in the National League.
yeah.
I
Jazz
believe Jazz
Chisholm.
Chisholm.
Yes.
And also Albies, but I don't think he'll be playing.
Well, now
Well,
that I'm
I
looking
know
at
he's
it,
not playing.
Albies isn't in there. No,
So it'll be McNeil.
it's McNeil. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff McNeil, which rightfully deserved.
Rightfully
I love a guy like Jeff McNeil, man. He is just scrappy. One of the players that like you see on the field, and you just know that this guy is going to give you some good production. Right now, he's hitting 311, OPS over 800. I mean, just what else can you say? It's his second All-Star appearance for Jeff McNeil. Congratulations to that guy, man.
Yeah. Good for him.
And then Jazz, we don't know if he's playing, right?
If he doesn't play, they'll have an injury replacement. He's on the IL right now, but maybe he'll make it back in time. So they got to figure that one out.
Do you
But-
have any who you think is going to be the injury replacement?
Who would be the injury replacement?
Cronenworth, or is he playing shortstop right now?
I mean, yeah, that's probably the first guy in line to replace him is Jake Cronenworth. Yeah, that's the replacement right there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like Cronenworth. He had a little slow start for the season. Connor dropped him in fantasy.
Yeah, I
baseball,
dropped him in fantasy, then Ant picked him up, and then he went off.
and then I beat Connor like real
So,
quick.
Connor,
Actually,
I believe that you are 11-2 in the fantasy baseball league.
Yeah.
And your only two losses are to our great host Anthony Cafone over
This
here.
is
yeah, I
correct
believe that's right.
information,
That's
yeah.
right, right?
So by my calculation, you might have the best record, but Ant's only one game behind, making him in my power rankings the number one seed.
Come playoff time,
I mean,
we
you're
will
not
see what
wrong.
occurs.
You're not wrong. Just
Just
We will
saying.
see what
You pointed
occurs come
out there.
playoff time.
I'm rocking with Ant Cafone for the rest of this
nice
season.
pair of slides. The MLB
The
fantasy
nice
baseball
pair of
league.
slides fantasy.
Speaking of which, slide gang, we are here.
The slides memo was received
The
today.
slides memo was
Slide
received.
memo was finally received.
All three of us-
Benchero would be proud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three of us are wearing slides today, and that's a running
Nobody
joke.
cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
But the slides are out today.
The slides are out.
It's pretty hot out. It's only 95 degrees right now in New Jersey.
I mean, like, and speaking of the slides, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just gonna jump to the next second baseman here, Jose Altuve.
That's cool.
And
That's all right.
How you feel about this? Go ahead.
He deserves it.
Let's give him a
He's
minute.
having a really good year. I mean, there are great. There are not that many great first basemen right now in the American League.
You mean second baseman?
Second, that's it. First baseman. Sorry,
Yes.
my bad. Second baseman. Altuve having a great year. He's hitting well. I think he's right now sitting at 17 homers for a second baseman, which is incredible.
And no trash cans.
No trash cans.
No trash
The pitch com is
cans.
taken away. So I mean, he's 906 OPS right now.
You gotta have him there.
He's got to be in there. He's got to be the starter. And then Andreas Jimenez, who we didn't talk about yet. Great guy. He's been coming up right now with the Guardians. And, you know, I think he was on pace right now to win the second base job a couple weeks ago. And now, like, he's getting it. So congratulations to him as well. 291, 349. He's hitting at 813 OPS and a 131 OPS plus, which is, if those of you who don't know what OPS plus is, he's 31 points higher than the average MLB player, which is what you want out of a second baseman.
Yeah, and here we are moving over to the third baseman, American League, Rafael Devers from Boston.
Oh, dude, Rafi is
Okay.
just a monster, bro.
You see, I think Jose Ramirez should have started over him.
It's close, though. It's definitely close because Rafael Devers, man, these last few weeks has really started to put the pressure on Jose Ramirez. And Ramirez has been slumping a little bit as of late.
That's true, but
It
he
wa-
has 68 RBIs compared to Devers' 51 RBIs. You know
True,
what I mean?
but how many homers does Jose have?
Devers has 19, Jose has 17. It's
Yep.
the same thing.
But like, what's he hitting?
That's the main difference there. He's hitting 289 to Devers 326.
Yeah,
And then you gotta
Devers-
give it to Devers.
And Devers
It's that
just had a
close, that's the
2-homer
tiebreaker.
game over the weekend against Garrett Cole. He looked absolutely unstoppable.
At
He
least-
actually didn't he tweak his back a little bit in the final games of that series. So little thing you gotta watch out for when it comes to Devers. But I think they said he will be all right and he will play in the.
At least
All-Star
they're
game.
both in the game. Ramirez is the reserve, so it works out.
They're the two best third basemen in baseball. I mean, Arenado's definitely up there as well,
Yeah, he's a reserve too.
and Machado as well. But they are definitely the two runaway guys who are the best in the American League right
Well,
now.
speaking of Machado, he's starting on the other side. Is he back from injury yet?
Yeah,
He's never
okay.
got hurt. He got hurt? When did he get hurt?
I thought Machado
that
got
was
hurt.
back in May.
Ah, yeah. It's been
I didn't
a while.
even know he got hurt.
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
It was a thing that happened, but he was out for a few weeks. Yeah, this is his 6th All-Star appearance for Manny Machado. I mean, what else can you say about the
He's
guy?
an ageless wonder. He
Well,
just
I mean, I
gets,
don't think he's-
I
plays-
just actually like to see him being on like a team that could actually contend.
Ageless wonder. He's 30.
No, what I'm saying, like, he's been good for so long, it feels like he's older than that. You know what I mean? Like, look at Trout. He's only 29, but it feels
No,
like
he's 30.
He's 30 now?
He's 30, but he has 10 All-Star appearances.
Exactly. It feels like...
Unbelievable. And like, so you go back to Machado, and he's hitting really good, over a 900 OPS, 163 OPS plus. This guy has definitely been probably the top hitter, one of the top hitters in the National League.
I mean, like I said, man, I love to see it just for the sole fact he came from the Orioles, so they weren't really doing anything back then. The Orioles, we'll get to that in a little bit, but normally when you see a guy go from like the smaller market team, get a bag, and go to a bigger market
Is
team,
San Diego
doesn't always
really
work
big-
out, man.
Is San Diego really a big market?
Compared to Maryland, absolutely.
Okay.
You
that's
know,
fair.
so
Just seeing all the players
I'm not
in
saying that
this
he's going to
game.
Los Angeles, but he is
He
definitely
also-
went to a bigger market,
also-
and he's as advertised.
He's also 51 ribbies, 7 stolen bases. He's being productive at pretty much every facet. And you know how good his arm is. One of the best defensive third basemen in baseball. And then the other third baseman for the National League
Arenado.
is Arenado, which the third baseman this year was probably the easiest
The
position. to pick
easiest
in both
position to
leagues.
vote for. It was just it was just right in front of you screaming
You
at
know Devers and you know Ramirez and you knew it was going to be Machado and you knew it was going to be Arenado.
Quite
It was
literally
not,
the easiest, yeah.
It was not going to be a difficult decision either way.
If the league screwed that up, then we would have beef on this station.
I wholeheartedly agree, Connor. Like, Arenado's hitting well. He's playing a good defensive third baseman. That was not a tough decision to make. Now, shortstops.
Trey Turner, over in the
Good.
National League.
He's good.
I don't think we have any grievances there. Correct me if I'm
No,
wrong.
Trey Turner's playing.
Trey Turner's
He's
solid.
playing good. I don't have a grievance with that. I mean, the Dodger bias is usually pretty prevalent when it comes to these sort of things, but I don't think Trey Turner.
I mean, let's be honest. The Yankee bias happens too at times.
The Blue Jay bias has been crazy.
I mean, hold on a sec. The thing that we've been complaining about was Bo Bichette. I don't even see him in the reserve.
He's not
anymore.
even on this team. Yeah.
So like, you got what you wanted, Ant. Bichette's not even making a roster. So here we are. So it's all good.
Yeah, but Trey Turner, he's doing what he always does. He's stealing crazy bases. 17 stolen bases already this year. 12 homers. His power numbers have definitely gone up from last year. Last year, he only hit 10 home runs the entire season. He's sitting at 12 already, and we're not even at the All-Star break. So Trey Turner is still doing what he does at an elite level, and yeah, he's an All-Star.
Moving over to the American League, Tim Anderson for the White Sox.
Wait, did we say who the backup shortstop was?
No,
it was okay. So it's Dansby Swanson, right?
My bad.
And
I don't know about that, man.
Like, let's
I like
take a
Dansby.
look. He's a good player and everything. Don't get me wrong, but there's Lindor. You know what I mean?
That's the controversy.
There's Lindor. It's just between Lindor and Swanson, honestly. No one else can really touch the two of them, but which one are the two of them?
Look up Lindor stats for me real quick.
I mean,
he's actually been pretty good this
he has.
He's
That's why I'm
been
trying to compare him and Dansby. I have Dansby's up right now. Dansby's hitting 297.
Yeah, Lindor's hitting
355 on base and an 837 OPS. And
I believe Lindor's hitting like 245.
245, 61
so his
RBIs.
average is down. And how many homers does he have?
15.
Yeah, Dansby has 14. So like it's I now looking at the stats, you probably would give the edge to Dansby Swanson.
One thing I just realized, we were saying Ty France is in this game, but he's not. Because it's Arias. Arias is this backup first baseman.
Oh, that's what happened?
So there's no Ty France in this game at all.
Well, Arias is having a good year. He had the highest average in the American League for a while.
However, with that being the case, the Mariners have to get a player, right?
Well, he still has the highest average in baseball right now, 347.
The Mariners have to get a player in the game, and if it's not Ty France, it's Julio Rodriguez, the rookie.
I love that kid, bro.
Yeah, he gets in.
I love that kid.
He's one of the reserve outfielders in the AL.
Dude, this kid's Julio Rodriguez, probably one of the best rookie seasons I've ever seen.
Did you see him trip on the way to third base and try to crawl to it?
Yeah.
He should have got back up, but whatever. It was funny. It was funny.
This man, Julio, bro, he's already had 15 homers in his career, and he's only played 86 games. He's already got, stolen bases. He's already got 21.
How old is he?
This kid is
He's
young,
a baby.
man.
He's a baby.
He's literally only 21 years old.
I had to ask because didn't like Trout, Judge didn't make like his
debut till he's 27.
27, right? Yeah. That's insane.
I mean, Soto made his debut at 19.
And then Bryce was also 19, but some guys are just
sometimes you make it when you're
Soto,
there when you need to be.
Soto's the Nationals All-Star because they need a player, but that's not
I mean, but Soto was getting a lot of votes.
Who else would make it on the Nationals? To be a fully fair and honest.
Not Josh Bell, but that's it.
That's true. Bell could make it, but that NL first baseman logjam is just so crazy. If Freddie Freeman won't make it, then Josh Bell won't make it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the Nationals are probably in the bottom three teams of baseball right now, so Soto's fine. Soto's fine. I don't mind Soto being
one of the worst ones. I see Luis Castillo on here, just because the Reds need a player. And
not even Brandon Drury?
No.
Dude, Brandon Drury's having an amazing year.
Castillo is on there, and he is definitely not a top pitcher in the NL.
Oh, my God.
There's no way.
Can we stop going out of order? You guys are losing me over here on my list.
All right,
I had a whole organization, and it's just gone all over the place. Because my squirrel over here just bouncing all over the place.
Bring us back.
I'm bringing us back.
Bring us back.
And can we please go with the White Sox, Tim Anderson? As I was trying to go in order here.
If he didn't get hurt, I'd feel better about it, but he still deserves it, I guess.
He was mashing.
He was great.
Tim Anderson, not a great defensive shortstop. That's the one area where he needs to improve. But overall, I think he leading the league in errors right now.
That would be quite the that would be
on the defensive side of the ball, he is really
a little questionable.
Right now, he's sitting at 10 errors already at the All-Star break. He had 10 all last year. So, yeah, it's really, he's not playing great defense, but on the other side...
Do you attribute that to the injuries, or what do you attribute that to? Because that's a big difference. And I'm sure there's more to come.
I mean, I think Anderson is probably... It's not his glove. I think he has a good glove.
He's a quality player, let's be honest.
I just think his arm sometimes... is a little wild.
Again, he's in the game because... Well, the fans voted him in, but he's in the game. He's the only White Sox in the game, so they need a player. You know what I mean?
And he's only sitting at 21...
if he didn't get, I don't know, because the injury seemed to have gotten in the way of what he was on the way to being it. But like Corey Seager's having a great year, so it could be him instead, or
Bogarts.
Bogarts is the backup right now. Yeah,
That's the one that's getting me. I kind of got. Listen, as a Yankees fan, I think I got to give the nod to Bogarts. I just think he's definitely having a better defensive season. So it's
Xander's in a contract year right now, bro. He's planning to get a big time deal, and he's hoping the Red Sox pay him.
He's been playing like he deserves it. So
Bogarts is hitting almost. He's almost at a 400 on base percentage,
Dude.
bro. He's literally doing what he needs to do.
I think Anderson should have missed just because that injury screwed everything up for him. It should be Corey Seager. Corey Seager has hit 5 home runs in 5 games straight, and he's the best shortstop in the AL right now.
You think Corey Seager's the best shortstop in the AL right now?
Play at this very moment
At
right
this,
now.
I think Bogarts is better.
Well, it's the two of them.
I got to rock with Bogarts, to be honest.
Well, it's the two of them. I don't think Anderson should have gotten in like that, but the fans voted him in because he's the starter.
Do you guys think that we put way too much stock in fan voting?
100%. Vlad is starting. Tim Anderson's starting.
Springer's in the game, right?
Yeah, but he's not. I don't think he's a starter, but he's in. That's different because the fans don't determine the reserve.
But if this is who the fans want to see, your biggest goal is to drive up the ratings.
Yeah, but
right?
why is Acuna the #1 vote getter in the NL when he was hurt?
He missed the whole month.
Yeah.
And Jock Peterson's a starter in the game too.
Well,
I mean, I guess he could deserve it.
Jock
but
is having a really good year, and he was having like a career year until like he went on a little bit of a slump towards the end of June. But
we'll talk about fan vote as he gets down that list because there's a good one. There's a good one.
Yeah. Moving back over to the American League. I'm just gonna run through the outfield. Of course, Aaron Judge. Anybody has a grievance with that?
He was leading
No.
vote getter.
Just
Yeah,
I don't even want to hear it if you do. You're just hating at that point. If anybody has a problem with that, Aaron Judge is going to be the MVP.
Whoa!
I said it. Said it.
If you told me that 2 weeks ago, I'd say you're definitely right. But right now, he's sort of losing it.
That's all right. It's gonna come back. I have the faith. It's coming. Mike Trout, across from him.
Trout.
Next to him, I should
Trout's
say.
probably having, as far as we're seeing, is probably the worst year of his career.
But it's his worst career.
It's his probably
compared
worst
to
career.
everybody else.
His worst year
It's still better
is
than.
still better than a majority of MLB
Listen,
players.
I've legitimately heard people make arguments, not saying that I agree with it, that Mike Trout is the greatest player of all time. I think that's premature.
Here's the thing with baseball that I was actually talking to one of my coworkers the other day about this. When it comes to baseball, we talk about like who's the greatest baseball player of all time. When we talk about basketball, greatest player of all time, we talk about legacy, championships, we talk rings, we talk MVPs, we talk about baseball. You really don't like get measured on like playoff success because one player doesn't drive an entire baseball team. You could be the greatest player of all time, and still your team would be like the Angels are right now.
Fair.
I mean, you couldn't knock Trout just because he doesn't want to leave Anaheim, but I'd say skill-wise, as a baseball player, he is top 5.
Ever?
Ever. I'd say you put guys like Bonds and Griffey ahead of him.
I was going to say, if you're going to just it depends on what you're looking for. If you're just talking like pure talent, it's probably Griffey. But I still think, even with the steroid scandal, I think Barry Bonds is the greatest player of all time.
Barry Bonds.
Because everybody was on the juice back then. It doesn't matter. I wish everybody was on the juice now. Bring back those beautiful home run races. Okay? I don't know. Everybody feel... If it's an even playing field where you know that like a majority of guys are basically, on the stuff, let it happen.
I'm also a big Pujols guy as well. I think Pujols is definitely one of the better players of all time. Well, that's my opinion.
Pujols also just got the manager,
the legacy pick.
Yeah, I'm completely fine with that. I think that's a good thing for the game.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where what is it? The commissioner
him and Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah,
Both
with the
got it.
commissioner has the picks of who they put in, and I think that's great. This is who people want to see, especially as we're getting towards the end of careers here.
Well, I know it's Pujols last year. Yeah.
No, it's Pujols last year, and also they're giving Miguel Cabrera one
But
as well.
are they trying to like?
That's what I'm asking.
Is this one of those situations?
Cabrera? Is this it for Cabrera?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Is this
'cause
the last year in his deal
remember
right
when
now?
they did this with Dirk? They did that with Dirk. He wasn't even going to retire, but they're like, "Yeah, you're getting the All-Star game. You're going to retire, right?" And they like kind of like didn't force it on him, but like they put it in his head.
He's in so much pain right now, so it's probably good that Dirk retired when he did. But coming back to this is exactly. I think this is great for the game. They might not have the numbers there, But these are fan favorites that people definitely want to see, especially if this is the last ride. We know it's going to be for Pujols. This is a great thing.
Yeah.
You
Solid.
know? I mean, like, sometimes you got to have a little fun here. It's not like the game necessarily means something.
Yeah.
You know? I guess it could, like, affect guys' contracts, you know, if you here and there. But you're also adding, like, 2 extra spots, right? It's not like they took it away from anybody.
Yeah. And most of the guys, sometimes they don't even get most of them in there if they expand their rosters.
And now, my favorite player,
Bomb Carlo
Stanton, just rounding out the American League outfielders. Anybody have a problem with Bomb Carlo?
It's tough to say because Stanton missed a few weeks, and since he's come back from the IL, he's really not been that great.
I'm going to be honest, I can't even give a take on this just because, like, he is my favorite Yankee, and the Yankees
so
are my
biased.
favorite team.
He is so biased.
I will tell you right now, I am 100% biased. If you think somebody should be there, that's fine. I will take the guy who's going to mash 400-plus feet when given the opportunity.
Well, here's the backups for the AL. It's Buxton. He makes it in, and Rodriguez. Kyle Tucker gets in, which is really cool for him.
Kyle
because
Tucker
I think
deserves it, man. He
deserving.
should have been the DH over Shohei.
And here we are.
You mean Jordan Alvarez?
No.
What?
Shohei's the starter right now.
No, I'm saying Kyle Tucker should be the DH over Shohei? I thought Tucker just plays outfield.
Oh, that's right.
Talking about
My
Jordan,
bad.
Yeah, Tucker, Rodriguez, Benintendi, but Benintendi gets in the game because the Royals must have a player.
No.
Not because.
Connor's not loving that one.
I feel like Scott Barlow would have been good for the Royals.
And George Springer also gets the last spot for the outfield.
I'm not, like, crazy, right? Like, the hype on Shohei is not what it was last year.
Because now we've seen.
Are we starting to see him become, like, human again?
Well,
no, he's still really good.
He's pitching out of this world
Yeah,
lately.
he made it in as a pitcher.
Didn't he only give up like 2 earned runs in like 6 starts? In his last like 6 starts, he only given up like 6 earned runs or 2 earned runs.
I don't know. The guy's an animal and arguably the best player in the entire league. I mean, but at some point, this has got to start wearing down on him, right?
Yeah,
just constantly
this year he's
doing both.
This year he's 2.44 ERA and 14 games started. He's probably struck out 111 batters already.
Yeah, but has the bat been good enough to be the starting DH for the?
I don't know. I still think Jordan would have been it if he was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's all right. 255 right now. He's hitting. He's not been bad at the plate this year. I'm not saying he's bad at the plate. I'm just saying I think there was guys who were better than him at DHing. But at pitching, I think he should be an all-star pitcher this year.
He is.
Yeah.
He's in there.
I'm with you.
He's in there.
I have no grievances there. Moving down back to the National League starters, but when I mean down, I just mean this is just like the list that like I have here.
NL
so
outfielders, yeah.
Nothing like that, you know. So NL outfielders, we were rocking with Ronald Acuna Jr., Mookie
Sweet.
Betts, and Jock Peterson. Mookie deserves it, 100%.
So does Acuna, I guess too.
But
Yeah.
didn't Mookie miss some time as well?
Still did fantastic.
Yeah.
in
Well,
time.
Mookie is.
That's a guy that I wish the Yanks had. Like if you get a chance to get a Mookie, bro, you get a Mookie. The kid is that defensive glove, fantastic. He's always been solid. A guy that gets on base, and I just feel like he's just like a player's player to me.
I mean, he's right now in the tied for the league in runs scored with 61. He's doing what he usually does, like you said, with his gloves. And if you look at defensive metrics, he's one of the top outfielders, in baseball. His fielding percentage right now is at 100%. He doesn't have a single error so far this entire season. It's just, you
get quality when you got.
And right
Mookie.
now, if you look at the NL like outfielders,
Yep.
there's not too many names that really leap off the page.
Well, if Bryce didn't have the shoulder injury, he'd
Bryce
be out
would
there
DH.
too. Yeah,
Bryce would be DH.
He's DHing right now, but if he didn't have the
He's
shoulder
not even
injury,
playing.
Yeah, he's got the injury replacement of Garrett Cooper.
Yeah. Congratulations, Miami fan.
Really cool, really cool.
And then, of course, the DH going to Bryce Harper. Harper kind of having an up and down year, but bringing it back around.
He won't be playing though.
Is he injured?
Broke
Yeah, he's
his
got the
wrist. He's
injury,
out
broke his
for
wrist.
probably
When
till
did I miss that?
probably till the end of August.
And just
Maybe
like that, I've
September.
been exposed here at Ayton and Mazz in the Midday, 90.3 WMSE, Upper Montclair.
The backup DH is William Contreras, which is Wilson Contreras' brother, obviously. But since Contreras is now starting, Bryce needs a replacement, and that's where Garrett Cooper finds himself in the All-Star game.
Dude, did this Bryce injury just happen? Or
No, it happened probably 2 weeks
Couple
ago.
weeks ago.
Where have I been? How did we not cover that on the show?
Because we were like...
So not only am I a schmuck, we're all schmucks.
Nah, because we...
But I might be the biggest schmuck for not knowing it now. But the fact that we didn't cover it when it happened...
It was because
what's
we were
wrong
doing the
with us?
NFL roundtable. We didn't even get to Major League
We
Baseball
didn't.
last
And then Baker Mayfield,
happened
But if it
mid-show.
happened, time out. If it happened 2 weeks ago,
No, it wasn't 2 weeks ago.
you just said Bryce Harper happened 2 weeks ago.
I didn't say that.
It might have been after our 2 weeks.
We don't even
show.
know anymore.
Yeah.
This is us. This is
It
where
was
we're
within
at.
the last 2 weeks.
Listen, there's too much sports news going on for me to keep up completely on
Whoa,
baseball. Okay?
whoa.
What you got?
Speaking of breaking news, Blue Jays fire manager Charlie Montoya.
Oh.
Right now? What?
That is absolutely crazy.
We watched him get kicked out at the Yankees game.
We did watch him get kicked out of the Yankees game.
Wow.
Underperforming. What can I say? They're underperforming.
Are they? They're not underperforming crazy though. They're only 4 games
fourth
over.
in the division, aren't they?
Yeah, but the AL East is just absolutely stacked right now.
But they were supposed to be stacked.
Yeah, but they
most-
definitely believe that roster should be at least this number 2
Well, there's
spot.
also been pitching injuries. They lost Ryu for the year.
That is a fair point.
Do you guys
They
think
lost
it's a
Robbie
fair-
Ray, who was the reigning Cy Young.
Do you guys think that this is a fair
Firing?
I don't think
I don't think so.
No, not me.
I'm with you.
At
I
least
mean, like,
let them finish out
they-
the year.
They definitely think that they should be in a better spot.
Yes, but like
When
you
you-
don't fire your manager mid-season when you're
Absolutely
over
not.
500 and you're in a playoff race.
Yeah,
you
I'm
don't
with
do
you.
that.
That just tells me that had to be like the locker room just wasn't rocking with them.
Yeah,
That-
maybe.
that-
I
That's
don't
the
even
only
know.
thing I could think of because it's not like they're a bad team. They're still in the playoff hunt. Like, now don't get me wrong. If they're below 500 and it's just not going, like, yeah, who cares?
No, but they're like the first spot out the playoffs. Yeah, they're right there. They're on the doorstep.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I feel like shaking up the command at this point in the season.
That's 50-50, yeah.
Dude, you're gambling with those stakes. I don't like this.
If it works out, then it's a good move, but if it doesn't, it's not.
I don't think it's a good move. I really don't.
I don't think so either.
yeah,
Like, that's
that's ridiculous.
and that just happened a few minutes ago.
You know, I'm just saying. Like, I'm not saying that I agree with it. I just think that definitely had to be like. You think Vlad had anything to do with this? I mean, he's probably their guy there.
I don't know if Vlad.
It's got to be like a relationship thing with the players, right?
I mean, but the hitting has not been really the problem. They are scoring runs at a good pace, 401 runs to 391 runs allowed, which is really high.
They're not
their
liking his rotations.
Their pitching has really been the problem this year. I mean, they're getting the hits from guys like Vlad, Springer, Kirk.
You know what I never understood, right? We always you always hear about managers and coaches being fired like mid-season. But sometimes, as you said, there's injury troubles. How come a trainer never gets just canned mid-season?
I think they probably do. They just don't report it.
I don't know. I feel like those are the guys that are really to blame. Like, if my guys are constantly getting injured, I don't think you're necessarily overworking them. I expect you as a trainer to keep my guys in top shape.
I don't blame him.
You know? So
It probably does happen. and we
Well,
just
here's the
don't hear about
thing:
it.
you can't prevent freak injuries like
Yeah.
a broken
Oh, yeah,
arm
yeah,
or sometimes even torn ACLs. I mean, are they preventable?
depends.
When Acuna crashes into a wall full speed, nah.
I think if you have a guy. Well, here's the thing, right? We are living in the age of advanced medical sciences. I think most injuries are preventable.
yeah.
All right, you got to make sure you guys are stretching, getting your pre and after routines. You got to keep these guys in shape, making sure these guys aren't acting like knuckleheads. Let's be honest. Could be multiple reasons for it. Now, of course, the human body can only take so much, but I don't think these guys. I feel like we're hearing more about tears and stuff more than ever. So something's got to be going on.
Nick Bosa was saying.
Guys are lifting too much. That's my thing.
Yeah,
I think
that
there's
could be
too
a
much
possibility.
training.
I think there might be too much training, and would that not? I mean, that's got to be on the staff, and the trainer's got to say something like, "Hey, we're seeing a spike in injuries. We got to give these guys more off days because we're just doing too much."
That's what Mike McDaniel's doing with the Dolphins. He's saying some of the veterans don't have to show up to OTAs because there's the science behind it that backs it up where they could take the breaks. Like Armstead, I don't even think Armstead has put on pads.
Dude, you can
once.
show up for OTAs and just not participate, just be there part of the team. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
OTAs to me is supposed to be for younger guys anyway.
Yeah.
So we need to start picking like the moments. I mean, especially you're just seeing non-contact injuries is what I'm feeling. Like it's ridiculous at this point. So the workload's got to be there, and I'm blaming the trainers for not saying something to management. Because of course management's going to be like, yeah, this is our guy. He's in the gym constantly. We love this. But here we are, and then he's out, and then what good is he? Because as we all know, our favorite phrase here at Mazz in the Midday, the best ability is availability.
Didn't you just find that out a few days ago, or a few
What?
weeks ago? I said that one time, and then you were like,
No, I've definitely coined that on like our first episode. You weren't even here.
What was the one time I said something and you were like, "I've never heard that before"?
Yeah, it was in the car the other day. You said it on the way down. and
Yeah,
you
I
said it on
remember
the show.
too.
I
What
can't
was it
remember what it
called?
was,
I
but
don't
it
even
wasn't
remember
that. It will come back to me. Give me a minute. But anyway, fellas, do we have any? Who's starting pitching for the?
So
I have
think
all the pitchers.
The AL pitchers I know is Garrett Cole.
Oh, timeout. We forgot catchers. I'm a schmuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, my bad. I just had it too. I do know my boy Jose Trevino.
Alejandro
making the list.
Kirk and Jose Trevino will be the
AL catchers.
AL catchers, which
I love Kirk.
Kirk deserves it. He's been the best hitting catcher in baseball all year.
100%.
Trevino, as a Yankees fan, I don't know, man. Did he really deserve it?
That's a little biased, probably not. But listen, I told you that he should be the Yankees starter, and I'm happy that that's been working out.
I don't think.
I haven't been this excited about a catcher for the Yankees since.
Dude, Sean.
I couldn't even tell you.
There is the A's chance to get their one player in the game. Sean Murphy could have easily gone at it. Jonah Heim, Christian Vasquez. There's other guys.
Jonah
other guys.
Heim's been hitting the cover off the ball these last few weeks.
Other guys that can get in.
Vasquez
over
is
Trevino.
having a pretty good year as well. I think you could also make a case for him.
Not
But
Trevino.
it's really like catcher's usually a spot where there's a few guys that really hit. Like Salvador Perez is having a really bad year, so that's why he's not in it. Like he's usually a staple when it comes to the American League catchers. So, but like it's really like he went down in production. You got to find other guys. Kirk's been that guy. Trevino has just been a feel good story this whole year. You know, favorite team was growing up was the Yankees. Got traded to the Yankees in a trade with Texas, and now he's here and he's playing well. He's hitting over 280. He's getting more of the starts over Higashioka, and the fans see that.
In the NL, Contreras brother number 1,
Wilson,
and then it's Travis d'Arnaud, which like Will Smith. The disrespect to Will Smith, unless Will Smith is DHing, then I'm wrong.
Well,
then I'm wrong.
Will Smith and d'Arnaud's numbers are very close in like just where they sit. I think d'Arnaud might have the slight edge, if I'm remembering correctly. Like he's hitting fairly well. I mean, he's hitting 262, but yeah, for a catcher, 262 is
Will Smith is
unbelievable.
at 261.
What's his OPS?
You see, I'm just looking at the basic stats right here. I don't have the advanced stats pulled
Come
up.
on, the advanced stats are what's popping right
Dude,
now.
how come we put so much stake in advanced stats, especially in baseball?
Especially the home run ones.
I'm just saying, did Moneyball ever win a title? I mean, I think it did good for Boston, but like the original Moneyball didn't win nothing, right? So why are we putting so much into advanced statistics? I'd rather go out there and get talent, guys that are going to make plays. I could care less about these advanced stats. We put way too much stake in it.
Yeah, bro. Look at the RBIs and the batting averages.
All right,
Plus
Then,
the
then
OPS.
what's Will Smith's home runs?
Would you
and
rather?
the
I'm just
RBIs?
saying. Would you rather have the guy who is going to have the better OPS, or the guy that actually drives and runs? I mean, I'll take the guy who's clutch over the guy who's just
Will
getting
Smith
on
has
base.
43 RBIs.
Oh, so would you rather have a Joey Gallo who has a high OPS?
Ooh,
Or
okay,
would you
now we're getting to the extremes. All right, now we're getting to the extremes here. No, I don't want a Joey Gallo.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
no
lie.
one wants a Joey Gallo.
Nobody wants a Joey Gallo. I mean, did we want a Joey Gallo? But
Yeah, we wanted him, but
here's the problem.
Now we're paying the consequences. For
And you think he's gonna be moved?
Where's the trade value?
Gallo?
Yeah, nothing.
Here's the thing.
What's the trade
What
value?
I was
on it?
saying before we aired today that the Yankees have been rumored to be in on the market for Andrew Benintendi.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City needs to move him. This is his last year on his deal. So when you see like a guy like Joey Gallo, you can get in return, and then you can get a few prospects for a guy like Benintendi.
I mean,
on the
do it,
Royals, I make that
especially because Benintendi's hitting over 300 right now, and going from Gallo. I mean, and I know we're sitting here talking about like stats, but like, listen, batting average is not an advanced stat over here.
No,
all
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
of course not.
So I don't know. I mean,
Benintendi's hitting really well this year,
yeah, it's definitely a move. This
He's
is a
a
move that
lefty
could
bat.
take them over.
and the Yankees never, they always need more lefty bats. That's the thing
course.
with the Yankees. So you get a good lefty bat in Andrew Benintendi, and the Royals get a guy like Joey Gallo who has shown that he hits better in a low market.
listen, sometimes you just can't handle the pressure, all right? And as we said multiple times on this show, sometimes you just can't live up to the team name. It's just too much to bear. The jersey has too much weight. The fan base can be pretty harsh in these bigger cities. And I'm not saying I feel bad for the guy. Like, listen, it is what it is. This is what you signed up for, all right? But, hey, sorry it didn't work out. Now it's time to ship you and make some moves happen.
All right.
You know?
Yeah.
To the pitchers.
And then the pitchers.
And
Connor.
the pitchers.
Give me the pitchers, Connor.
Okay, so there's a bunch on each team, and this is where a lot of players got in because their team needed a player. AL or NL first? What do you want to hear?
Let's go with AL.
All right, so McClanahan's the starter.
Yep, that's no doubt in my mind. He's been the best pitcher in baseball.
And here are the starters behind
Dude, the
him.
Rays always just have quality pitching.
They
dude.
they literally pull a starting pitcher
out of nowhere every year, it feels like. It's like somebody new just
Snell,
pops up. It's like, who is
Glass
this?
now.
Here we are.
And
now
now
McClanahan.
It's just every year you find a new Rays pitcher. Never trade with the Rays. Never trade with them. They
Dude,
will fleece you every time. If the Rays want some low-level prospect in your organization that you know might not make it to the big leagues,
Dude,
you keep that guy.
Dude, no. Here's the thing, because they are so good at developing players.
That's what I'm saying. You don't trade that guy.
Dude, no, listen. It has nothing to do with if you can't unlock the guy's potential. What does it matter? Okay, they found a way to unlock potential. You should be, if you're a team, right, a bigger market team, you should be blank checking anybody from that organization that has to do with player development and scouting. Get them over to your organization. It doesn't matter how much they want, just get them over there, because imagine if the Rays actually put money into their team.
Yeah.
They'd be favorites every year. But the fact of the matter is this, is that we got cheap owners not wanting to put money into it, and you have a great organization in terms of just staff just sitting in purgatory and never going to win anything because they get no financial backing and they never want to make big moves. However, they take nothing and turn it into gold every time.
Listen, they were 2 wins away from it in 2020.
Yeah, but once again, did they get it done?
No.
When's the last time they got it done? Thank you, next.
All right, by the way, the backup pitchers, not the backup pitchers, but the rest of the starters are Manoah
Yep.
in his first
Deserves
game.
it.
Garrett Cole makes his 5th All-Star game.
Did you even say Nasty Nesser?
I'm getting there.
He won't even pitch in the game, though, Cole.
Is he hurt?
No, because
He doesn't want to.
he's pitched yesterday, and he's going to be pitching on Sunday. So, by the way, it starts lineup, he'll pitch Sunday. He won't be pitching Tuesday.
It's not like it matters. It's just a nice little
Martin
nod.
Perez gets in, and he's been great for the Rangers. He's their 1 All-Star, but he deserves it. He's a really good pitcher. And Nasty Nestor gets in right behind him. A lot of Yankees pitchers.
Yeah.
A lot of Yankees pitchers.
They've been the best pitching staff in baseball this year.
Otani doesn't get in as a pitcher, but he'll pitch.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. What? No, I think he gets in as both a DH and a pitcher.
But he
for
deserves
that,
it more for a pitcher.
But
than he
for
gets
that,
as a-
for that reason, they have to open up another pitcher spot in the AL because they feel like there's one. He's already in the game, so they have an extra pitcher spot in the AL just for that. Framber Valdez gets in, and the A's All-Star Paul Blackburn.
What?
He gets in.
Not even Frankie Montas?
Nope. Paul Blackburn is the
What
A's
is
All-Star.
like? Even they need this one All-Star for each team. They don't even pick the right All-Star.
He picked the right guy.
Like Frankie Montas, Sean Murphy,
Yes, Sean Murray.
both deserve it. Oh, even Danny Jimenez deserves it more than who was it? Blackburn.
Paul Blackburn.
Like, come on.
And Verlander gets his 9th All-Star
Oh,
appearance.
Verlander's been pitching out of his. Like, how is Verlander still doing what he's doing?
Because
He's on the stuff. No, I'm joking.
the 4 relievers: Clay Holmes, Emmanuel Clase, and the Tigers All-Star Gregory Soto, his 2nd All-Star game.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Tigers. Who are you going to pick from that organization?
exactly.
Like, all their hitters have been probably
The worst offense in the
If
league.
you look
Dude,
at like the top 10 worst hitters in the American League, I think the Tigers have like 4 of them.
This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is ridiculous that everybody needs representation in it, dude. This is not somewhere where it's like, this makes no sense.
No, this is a relief pitcher. Soto's not a bad relief pitcher.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, it
Yeah.
makes no sense that, like, you have to have the guy there.
I agree.
Like, I'm not saying that he's a bad guy. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, the fact that you're forcing somebody from the Athletics to be there, you're forcing somebody from the Tigers to be there, like,
And the Reds.
granted,
yeah.
it's a spot where it's like you're not really like, it's okay if he gets it, but like, come on, man.
And Jorge Lopez got in. That's the O's All-Star, but he actually deserves it.
I
He's
think
a
Austin
good
Hayes
closer.
deserves it. Austin Hayes should be in there. For
I
the Orioles.
also concur with Austin Hayes.
Austin Hayes has probably been a top 6 or 7 outfielder right now in the American League. He's him like as we talk about the Rays developing pitchers. For some reason, the Orioles somehow develop outfielders like Cedric Mullins last year,
Adam Jones,
and now you got a guy like Austin Hayes coming in. Austin Hayes has got so many years of control, and Baltimore is building something, bro.
They
we
won 9
will talk
straight
about that.
games.
We will talk about that in a few minutes, but they are building something there, man. And the American League East is probably going to be the most competitive division for
definitely right now.
a while.
And the NL pitchers, your starting NL pitcher. You see, since the game's in LA, I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to make Kershaw start or something because
I've
in
been
LA.
hearing that.
I swear.
They want Kershaw to start because he should have started a few years. Like in 2015, he should have started, but Scherzer got 3 starts in the All-Star game. But people are saying Sandy should be the starter, which I agree. Sandy's having probably the best pitching outside of maybe McClanahan.
Yeah.
I feel like Sandy's probably having Sandy Alcantara.
I'm going to get really close to the mic here. Listen. I'm wearing the Sandy jersey right now.
He is, in fact, wearing the Sandy jersey.
Because
then
this
again,
guy...
Connor doesn't wear anything but Miami clothing.
This is not a true statement. I can prove this wrong next week.
Yeah, but then you'd have to go to next week, and then you're deliberately doing it.
All right, I'll catch you in a week. I forget about it.
Thank you.
Regardless, he should start because what pitcher has a whip under 1?
Sandy.
Exactly. And he has an ERA under 2, and he's thrown the most innings in the entire league.
I have no
He
problem
deserves
with
to
it.
start
I
by a
agree.
mile.
I love Kershaw. I feel like he should have started other years, but this is Sandy's year, man.
See, this is what happens when you don't give it to the guy who deserves it that year. You know what I'm saying?
It's 'cause of other years.
Now you're, we're going to give it to him for a
Well, they
makeup when
let-
there's somebody else that deserves it
in
this
2015,
year.
Matt, right. In 2015, Matt Harvey started, or
That's so crazy that Matt Harvey was an
it wasn't
All-Star at some
2015.
point.
Was it 2015? What was the year? What year was the All-Star game at Citi Field?
Yeah, it sounds like 2015.
Was it 2012? We
we're
are
struggling right
Listen,
now.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not
But
the guy to tell
I
you when
forgot
the
which year it
All-Star
was,
game was.
but
all
it
right?
was the year that the All-Star game was
2013.
2013. It was the year the All-Star game was at Citi Field. Clayton Kershaw should have been the starter for the National League. He was by far the best pitcher, and they picked Matt Harvey to start just because he was a Met and the game was at Citi Field. So now, that conversation comes up. Do you start Kershaw because the game's in L.A., or do you start Sandy because he's the best pitcher in baseball?
Well, I think it is the All-Star game. It doesn't matter where the game's going to be because the game, I don't know. The game doesn't really mean anything. It used to mean something. It don't mean nothing anymore. So it's
Give it to Alcantara.
Give it to Sandy.
Yeah, you're saying that because you're wearing the jersey, but I think you're right.
Yeah.
But if the game doesn't mean anything and it is the home field, I mean, listen, you could see him pitch there anytime. Give it to Alcantara, bro. When are you gonna see him?
The rest of the NL pitchers, Corbin Burns, solid. Musgrove gets his first All-Star game.
Dude, he's been outstanding this year, Musgrove.
2 Dodgers pitchers with Kershaw and Gonsolin.
Gonsolin's been 11-0.
Something crazy.
I don't really hold record pitching
yeah.
records should not really be the end all be all when we determine a pitcher's success. That used to be what we did, and it was probably not the best way to determine their success. But Gonsolin, bro, he's sitting at 11-0. That does not happen. You do not go 11-0. He's at a sub 2 ERA as well, right? Gonsolin.
I'm about to check that one on you, but yeah, the guy is insane. He is 11-0 with a 1.62 ERA and a .8 WHIP.
Tony Gonsolin. Maybe he should be the starter.
Maybe he should be the starter.
Sorry, Sandy, but that I hear that line. And
That's
I'm
over Kershaw for sure.
I hear that line. I'm
sure.
whoa! The Dodgers. Who's better at making pitchers, the Rays or the Dodgers?
I'm still rocking with the Rays, man.
Bro, but the Dodgers have Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw, Gonsolin, Urias, now Trevor May coming back.
But here's the thing, though, right? It's so much easier mentally to be pitching well when you know that you got the bats behind you. Where it's Tampa, there's no big names, dude. They're just doing this.
They have Wander.
That's it.
He's out right now, actually, too.
That's it.
They had the big names. Yandy Diaz is pretty cool.
Didn't he get hurt too?
No, he's good right now.
Who's the one that got hurt in right field the other week? That was
Who did
Margot.
He get hurt?
Manuel Margot's
Manuel
been hurt
Margot.
forever.
Yep.
The rest, Corbin Burns, Max Fried gets his first All-Star game. A lot of first All-Star games.
Did Kyle Ray get in?
No.
Wow,
Didn't get in.
disrespectful to Kyle.
Because they had to put
bro.
Castillo in the game.
Oh my God.
Because they had to put Castillo in the game.
Dude, I'm sorry, but we're talking the Reds right now. They're one All-Star. They got that one wrong too.
Yeah.
Castillo, there were 2 other guys on the Reds that should have gotten it. Drury or Tyler Stevenson.
He was hurt, so not Stevenson.
But
I'll
still,
give him Drury,
he's probably been a top hitting catcher in baseball this year.
When he was on the field. Yeah.
Exactly. So why is the Reds one All-Star and not even... They have to get one All-Star, one guy, and they don't even get it right, bro. It's really, really getting me mad.
What is Mazz laughing at over here?
I love whenever Ed just goes on tangents with it. Because it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's always just quality.
You know what I'm about to say? Okay, hold on, look. So let's get to the NL relievers. This is where it gets great. So... yeah, Josh Hader, the best.
Yep.
Edwin Diaz, pretty good.
No, Edwin Diaz, bro. He struck
solid.
out over half his batters he's faced, man. It like...
Monster.
The Pirates got David Bednar, but he's been really good too. So that's fine with me. And Ryan Helsley, the Cardinals closer, also. But the last NL reliever spot, this is where this one player from each team thing gets really bad.
Hit me with it.
Joe Mantiply, the D-backs relief pitcher, who's 1-2. He has a 2.08 ERA, whatever. But they don't win games. They don't win. He has 2 saves on the year.
That's it?
He has 2 saves on the
Are
year.
you sure that's just not like an updated stat?
No.
I
This is
gotta
it.
ask you real quick.
Yeah.
Adam Duvall's in the game too.
No,
right?
he's not.
Okay.
He's not. He's not in the game.
Thank you. Oh, that was gonna get me heated. Real
Like,
quick.
if you're an all-star, why is your fantasy roster percentage 0.9? Tell me. Tell me.
Did you just really use fantasy
Yes.
as like your comparison?
Yep.
here?
Yep.
all right. You know what? Nah, it's all right.
Okay.
But here, like the
you're an all-star-
Diamondbacks, really.
Imagine-
What about Dalton Varsho?
Yes.
That could have been a guy who you could have used as a catcher.
I mean, then you got to kick out Darno or Will Smith, whatever. But, like, yeah, I
But
guess.
Dalton Varsho, he doesn't even just play catcher. He plays other spots. You could put him anywhere. I don't get it, bro.
This is terrible.
They pick the wrong All-Stars.
On the... when
A's,
they need to,
Reds, and Diamondbacks all got the player that should have been there in there.
At least it doesn't really matter though, because like
I don't know.
Come on.
I feel like some
Are
guys
you
are getting
even
cheated.
gonna see them in the game?
I don't know, but you're cheating a guy out of a spot. At least
Yeah,
give
I'm
it to
with
a guy who's more deserving.
No, listen, I'm with you. But this is why you should just take it away of all teams need to have it. If the guy, if he's got the numbers, he should be there. All right. This
Yeah.
is about productivity. It's called the All-Star game, not that everybody gets their best player in game. All right. All-Star. Some teams just don't have a guy. It happens.
that's how the NBA does it. That's how the NFL does it. You
Sorry.
got to do it that way, too.
If your team stinks, your team
We'll
stinks.
start making the game matter again.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
I'm completely fine with the All-Star game. I'm pretty sure it used to determine who had a home field advantage in the World Series, right?
Yeah, but I don't like that.
I love it.
It's an exhibition game.
What does it matter?
Why do you need it?
They'll play.
I think it's great.
They'll play for it, yeah.
Because then I want to see. I'm sick of watching these games, right? I stopped watching All-Star games. I stopped watching the Pro Bowl because it doesn't matter.
But
Who
still,
cares?
the MLB All-Star
You
game
just-
still is competitive.
But back in the day, right, when Sean Taylor was playing with the in the Pro Bowl, right, he was lighting guys up and they were actually playing. All right, and now you're just seeing everybody go through the motions. I feel like
Well, that's
I
football.
want to see
Football
guys
is actually
go
a
at it.
violent sport.
No, I understand that, but I want to see it in all. Do you think the NBA game is actually doing something? Come
the
on,
best
Well,
All-Star game
I
I've
do like
seen-
that they made the NBA All-Star game that they played like a certain
dude.
score.
That's weird too. Just have a
It's street
competitive
ball.
game.
It's street ball. Come on.
Just have a
It's
competitive
an All-Star
game.
game. It doesn't need to be like
Nah,
I'll give
I
them
Game
want-
7
credit.
the finals.
I want to see the best guys on the court go at it.
I'll give them credit when after Kobe died, right?
Yep.
That 2020 All-Star game was one of the best All-Star games I've seen in a while because they all wanted to win so bad.
Yeah.
They actually played their hearts out that game.
I just want to see guys go at it. And the way you do this is you start making the All-Star game mean something. That's the only way to fix it.
I mean, baseball, it doesn't mean anything, but they still play hard. You still see the effort. Guys who pitch in the All-Star game, like they have like the mics on them, you hear them like grunt. Like they actually like really try to throw the ball as hard as they can because they want to show what they are on the biggest stage. You know, the All-Star game is probably one of the biggest stages. In
Kyrie
baseball.
says the All-Star game is all that. He plays in it for that.
Stop it.
That's what he
Get me
said.
started.
All right, so
Let's move on here.
before we end our baseball segment,
Got to give it to the Orioles, right?
Yeah.
we
gotta
were
get
talking
there.
about the Orioles for a little bit. We alluded to them earlier, but we got to really get into them. They have
just got to 500.
That like they were like over 10 games under 500 a few weeks ago.
And even last year, they only won 52 games, and now they're at 44 right now already.
Dude, they're 9-1 in their last 10.
Their payroll is under the salary of Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer is getting paid more than the entire Orioles roster right now.
Dude, I remember.
And the Orioles are 500.
I remember when that used to happen with, I believe Alex Rodriguez was making more than all of the Milwaukee Brewers at one point. So, like, I'm pretty sure they would just hit Alex Rodriguez every time he used to come up to bat. Fantastic. That is so crazy to me that you can have one guy make more than an entire roster. There needs to be minimums for these teams so that this way they're actually...
Exactly.
There's no point of tanking, I feel like, in baseball because you get the number 1 draft pick and you might not see the guy for 5 years.
Yeah, it's so
He
true.
might not even make it. So you really need to have a minimum in place where like teams are forced to spend a certain amount of money because it's just better for the game overall. And it just makes no sense to tank. I mean, come on. You don't even know if the guy's going to make it to the big show. You have no clue. All right? Baseball is such a weird sport. And it makes no sense to me that entire organizations are going to spend less money than other organizations are spending on one guy. What are you doing if you're not going all in? All right? You might be rebuilding, but, like, figure it out. Do something. It's an open market. You can spend whatever you want, and still these guys don't do nothing. I don't understand it. What is happening here? How can you be an owner if you're not trying to win?
Yeah,
They just want to make money.
They just want to make money, and that's
It's a business. That's what they want.
You should legally have to do whatever. Like, you should be trying to win. That should be like a thing.
Yeah, and like,
should be a thing.
Throughout this entire Orioles win streak, they're people are saying like, don't even praise the front office because
It's not. It's the players.
They were trying to tank. The players are the ones who are going out there
Absolutely.
winning. So the players are the ones who are doing this for the Orioles right now.
Well, we will see. Come trade deadline, if the Orioles sell, then blame the front office. 'cause
Dude,
they're the big
imagine
owners.
they just. Oh yeah, we're just moving everybody. Keep it going. Oh, we're getting. This is the highest value these guys
here's
might
the
ever
thing,
see again. Goodbye. Thanks for
They're
coming.
paying Austin Hayes what, like $500,000 over the next like 4 years. They have that guy under locks. They're not moving on from him. But like they're doing this without their best pitcher, John Means.
John Means got hurt, which I forgot about, and then I just remembered. But whatever. They have a great closer, and they're 2 games out of a playoff spot.
See, now here's my question, right? Because there's been a lot of arguments going around with like the contracts and stuff of like, oh, should a guy like an Austin Hayes, should he have to finish out that contract? We're seeing the NBA guys go. I don't know, dude. I kind of feel like, because here's the thing. They gave you that much money before you were worth anything. And now we're finding out that you're worth more, but you've proven yourself because you're living up to the contract and then some. I kind of feel like, dude, you signed that, and they signed you to that before you were what you were now.
This
So
is
I'm
different.
kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards, if they got you for that low, like, you decided to sign that?
No, they don't have him for that much money over the next 4 years. He's in the arbitration stage right now. So every year will get renegotiated. That's what.
Okay, I mean I like that for baseball. Guys
But
want to get paid more money. They
That's
should
fine.
be able to fight.
I'm fine with the arbitration thing, but just like, I mean, some of these guys are just like, oh, I'm just gonna sit out. You know, don't really see it in baseball too much.
But you can
like
skip
other
arbitration.
sports, you could.
Like Wander Franco signed the big 10-year deal, so he's not going to get paid his arbitration money. He's just going to make that money now.
Also, with baseball, you don't want to sit out for too long.
Yeah,
No, for sure.
Football and basketball, at least you could sit out for a little bit, stay in shape, and you can come back and still play well.
Yeah.
If you sit out for a long enough time in baseball, you will be bad.
Dude, I don't know. I just want
Poor
to see.
Conforto.
Cespedes.
Cespedes.
Couple of Mets right there.
Let's go Mets.
LGM. Sorry, boys.
I mean,
But,
then you see guys that just get overpaid. Who's the dude that was like fighting everybody? Come on, all over the place.
Puig?
Thank you. I miss Yasiel Puig, dude. Is he even in the league anymore?
No, absolutely
I
not.
have
He's
no
playing
clue.
down in what, Dominican Republic?
Playing somewhere.
Good for
Last
him.
video I saw of Puig, he got mad at the pitcher for not throwing him strikes.
Dude, I felt like it was like every month that guy was just swinging on somebody. I loved
his
it.
beef with the Reds was so funny, bro. They got into like 3 fights in like one season.
Yes.
And they only played like 6 games against each other.
Bring back, give me just all of the chaos with Yasiel Puig.
But what you said about if they get you for that low, that's your fault, right? Alcantara just signed last year, before this season, a 5-year, $65 million deal, which is not bad money, but is it Cy Young money?
But here's my question, though. Was he a Cy Young candidate before?
No.
So that's my thing. That was what your value at.
No,
That's
yeah,
what you
yeah.
signed the contract.
He was an
at.
all-star
so
pitcher,
you can't
yeah.
blame these guys because
No, yeah.
they gave you what you were worth at the time, and you were just living up to new expectations. So
Yeah.
I'm fine with there being like a renegotiation thing, but like, dude, at the same time, like you also signed that contract, and some of these guys get paid more than what they were worth at that time.
Yeah.
And here we are. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, he is living up to giant expectations. Is he going to do it the next year? We don't know.
That's the whole thing. You got to see if he does it.
So everybody's taking a risk here, and we're like, oh my God, these players are being underpaid. Sometimes it happens, but most of the time, you're signing that contract to what your value is. It's if you overperform, that's great. Your next contract, you're probably gonna get it, but you got to stay healthy and got to keep performing. So this is where the chances are. I don't feel sorry for anybody in these circumstances. You know.
Yeah, I'm just saying as a owner. They are not doing the necessary things to win games. That's the thing I'm getting mad at. I'm not getting mad at a guy like
for sure.
Austin Hayes who signed that contract. I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at the owners for not going out and trying to get guys.
No, for sure. It's just that but everybody's like, oh, they should be rewarding him. Why? Because I could save that money and try to win. Now, granted, if the organization's not trying to win, then I'm completely fine with a guy trying to force his way out because now you're just wasting me, you know? However, though, you signed the contract. I feel like you kind of got to... You got to play out that contract, dude. Like, why'd you sign that? You didn't have to sign for that 4 years. And here we are at 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair, and Mazz.
In the midday.
In the midday.
In the midday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do we still have that?
We do have. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I missed the woo.
I do miss the woo, too. We can't find it on the screen. But back to the Orioles
It's
real
there.
quick.
You just can't find it.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure we erased it by accident. That was definitely our fault.
Like
we tried to click and drag something because we didn't just think to like double click it, and it just like poof. So we're sorry that we have to
Patrick,
make one.
if you're listening right now, please get the woo back.
Please get the woo back. Is it Ben? I think it would actually be our great program.
Come on, it's Woo Back Wednesday.
No, I think it would actually. I think we'd have to see the legend Mike Foley to get that back.
Come on, Mike Foley, get the
Mike
woo
Foley,
back.
if you're listening,
get the woo back. It's Woo Back Wednesday.
Woo Back Wednesday.
Exactly.
All right, Pop Smoke.
But real quick, the Orioles, they're getting good production from guys like Mullins, Hayes, Mancini. Like, they are, right now,
here's my
they're
question.
playing better baseball than probably Toronto.
Absolutely, but we'll see what happens with the new manager situation. And do you think somebody's just...
If Toronto finishes in last place,
they're definitely just like promoting within as like an interim, right?
Probably.
Do you bring in a new face that hasn't been there?
Joe Madden's coming back.
Yay!
But no, like, if the Blue Jays finish in last place this year, that'll be so funny.
The O's are coming.
They were talking all this smack before the year started that they were going to be the top dogs in the AL East this year.
Yeah, my bad.
And if they finish...
That's not a good take.
Did you say that?
I said...
Yep.
Remember? Yeah.
Yeah, you did. He said that they were going to be in the World Series.
Dude, they might finish in last place in the AL East.
I mean,
bro.
listen, I said that I had confidence in the Red Sox. And now here we are.
But they're still playing well.
They're still playing well, but they ain't making it all the way.
I don't know, man. They could.
They're turning it around, but is it enough? I don't know.
You said the Dodgers, I thought.
I said the Dodgers and Sox.
But who'd you say was going to win out of the two teams?
I believe I said the Dodgers were
I
going
think
to
I said Dodgers too. Dodgers and Blue Jays.
I don't know, dude, but
Dodgers
listen, I'm just the Pinstripes are still looking like the best team in baseball.
I
Just
mean,
saying.
not really. Not these last few games.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm just saying in terms of like a whole season,
Here
they're still the only team over 700.
Here come the Astros.
Just
Take
saying.
them out.
And they also, I mean, Houston's also the one.
Houston will get them in the playoffs just like they always do.
And Joe, stop that right now. Ant's gonna cry.
You're gonna make me cry. Come on.
All
Why are you
right,
doing this to me?
fellas.
But for the Orioles, real quick before we head to break,
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
congratulations.
Until they blow it up at the deadline.
Well, you were listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair and Mazz in the midday. Coming up, we're going to have some basketball talk. Dame Lillard, did he just agree to that big contract? And what's going on with Donovan Mitchell? Stay with us, guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair and Mazz in the midday.
SDS midday.
SDS midday.
Shout out Jonathan, dude. Shout out Artie Amini.
He's not here this week.
It's
man.
over in Albania. I don't know if we still got match week coming to us every week, but I do miss it if it's not going to be.
Like, what's going on with that?
I
What
don't,
are you
dude. He had to go
missing?
see. He had to go see some family. I mean, he's over in Albania. I mean, are you ever gonna make it to Albania? I don't think so.
Ooh.
I would love to go. I love traveling. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever make it to Albania. And he made it to Albania. Good for him.
You know what? When you are from Albania,
You go to Albania.
you go to Albania.
You go to Albania.
You know, so I'm sure it's a great country. Never been.
Like Connor here goes to Trinidad.
Yeah.
How is that?
Real nice. Really hot.
A lot of cricket.
A lot of cricket.
We covered cricket, and I still can't believe it. But what I can believe,
That's the number one sport, so I'd say yeah.
yeah, what I can believe. No, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm saying this. Dame re-upped. Are you kidding me? After the owner declined his meeting, what is going on? Granted, he got like what was it?
$60 million
A year.
a year. 61.
So what? 120 over 2
I
years.
think it was 122
Dame-
over years.
Extension.
Dame said he was perfectly fine,
Dude, I'm
staying
so
in Portland
sick.
and never winning a
Dude,
championship.
I am so sick of this loyalty thing. Go win, man. I mean, like, all right, I'm probably contradicting myself. But, dude, the organization's not doing anything to help you win. What they do, they go out and they got Jeremy Grant. That's fine, but is that going to take you all the way?
They got rid of your wingman. Like,
They haven't brought in anybody to replace him. Is Jeremy Grant? Could Jeremy Grant be a second star in a championship squad? I don't think so. Maybe third.
they overpaid for Anthony Simmons.
They overpay everybody, dude. They re-up Nurkic, who's Nurkic, my bad, who's never even it's Nurkic, isn't it?
It's
Yusuf
Yusuf
Nurkic.
Yusuf Nurkic. Sorry, I just butchered. I just butchered that name. I apologize. But dude, like, come on, he doesn't play, and I'm pretty sure they gave him like 70 mil, right?
They almost gave Dame 70 mil. You know, it's crazy.
No, I think Nurkic's new contract.
Oh wait,
is-
no, he got 70 mil over how many?
I think it's like 4 years.
That's not horrible.
For a guy that doesn't play though, he never plays. He's always injured.
I know, but when he's on the floor, Nurkic is definitely I'd say top 10 center in the
Top 10, maybe top 15.
Dude, come on, that's being too harsh on Yusuf Nurkic, bro. There's not that. We're talking about centers here. We're not talking about point guards.
Dude, I'm just talking about a guy who just is never playing. So, no, I don't think he's worth the money that they gave him.
All right, I mean that's your take.
But here we are.
I'm still thinking
Dame's worth the money, but somebody should be trying to trade for him. At Miami, go get him. I can't think of anybody to fit your system better than Jimmy Butler. Your culture better than Jimmy Butler. Dame's that guy. Workhorse, great leader, provides everything that you need, spacing, scoring. How many times do I have to say it? Get this guy out of Portland, which is just nowhere. It's literally nowhere. They're not bad enough to tank. They're not good enough to win all the way. You got to do something.
And Dame's contract really doesn't help the Blazers at all.
Dude, think about
The Blazers can't sign anybody. The Blazers can't get anybody to pair up with Dame because he's getting paid so much money.
Think about the return on a Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a giant contract, but this is a guy who's apparently a top 75 player all the time. I love Dame. I don't think he's top 75. However, you best believe he's a top 3 point guard in the NBA. Who you got above him? Steph?
Yeah.
I mean, this year
Maybe Luka?
Ja, maybe just based off last year.
Luka's not even a point
Potentially.
guard.
I think Ja could become better. I'm not putting Ja over him, and I love Ja.
Trey.
Kyrie at healthy.
I'm not putting Trae Young over Dame.
No, yeah.
Kyrie playing.
Over Dame? No. I think Dame's
It's
the better player.
close. I love Dame. Dame's my favorite player in the NBA. You know that.
Yeah.
But like he was out last year, and when Kyrie was playing, he was one of the best players in basketball.
Yeah, Kyrie's good, dude. Don't get me wrong. Who would you rather have, though? All things considered, you're going with the Dame Lillard.
Well, yeah. If we're talking about building a championship culture, I'm taking Damian Lillard every time.
Which is ironic because
Kyrie has a
a chip and Dame does not. But, dude, that's what it comes down to. I think Dame's a lot more valuable. You know? Connor.
Yeah. What?
I heard the little bloop.
Yeah,
Put the phone off.
At
How
least
dare you,
once
sir?
an episode, we
Come
need a
on,
Connor
man.
text message.
It's
coming
always
in.
after the bathroom break. Here we are. But anyway, moving on here. Donovan Mitchell is supposedly getting shipped out of Utah. We're hearing teams starting to put together trade packages. The Knicks are heating up, and as my boy Billy from North Carolina, originally from New Jersey, he's down there in the Army. Thanks for serving, guy. He said, "I'm prepared to be disappointed
when the
Donovan Mitchell deal does not get done."
Or when the Donovan Mitchell deal does get done and Donovan Mitchell does nothing for the Knicks.
Now, here's my question, though. If you're trading for a Donovan Mitchell and you're the Knicks, does Julius Randle have to be a part of that package?
Yes.
I think so.
Well,
So do you
considering
just...
that Julius Randle does not like the culture right now in New York,
Yeah.
and Julius Randle could be a major piece in a trade.
Well, what else do you give up? You're not giving up RJ.
No.
You just brought in Jalen Brunson.
Who was the guy that they drafted alongside RJ?
Cam
Mitch-
Reddish. No.
They traded for Cam Reddish.
Mitchell Robinson, maybe.
Mitchell Robinson.
They just signed him.
potentially.
They just signed him a second contract, I believe.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
you send off a guy like Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, and then maybe like a first.
Are they just going? I mean, this is going to be an interesting.
But I don't think the
lineup.
Jazz will take that. The Jazz want
But here's my question
capital.
though: who's playing where? You got Brunson's not coming off the bench for that contract. If he does, I will have a heart attack. You got to be kidding me. Who's playing where? Who's playing point guard?
Jalen, I guess.
Is Mitchell going to point guard?
Nah, I
He
guess.
could take the ball up, but I wouldn't, make him my everyday starting point.
Make
guard.
Brunson play
can't
point
be-
guard.
You want Brunson as your starting point guard? Because I don't.
What if you have to, though?
That's what I'm talking about. Like you're going with like RJ, Mitchell, and Brunson. That's a weird lineup to me, man.
They'd have height though.
But they don't have. It's not tall. Like it's not like a tall lineup. It's a weird lineup. It's like a middle lineup. I don't think I've ever seen anything like.
And
this.
also, it's not a great shooting lineup either.
Nope.
Mitchell's not a out of this world shooter.
The best shooter.
Brunson, probably Brunson.
Is Brunson. The best scorer definitely Mitchell.
And Brunson only just started
Does
shooting threes this
any
year.
of these guys play? I mean, Brunson's a good defender. Mitchell is all right. He's not the worst defender I've ever seen. RJ's getting there, but like nobody's playing lockdown really.
Mitchell
Who's
Robinson.
clamps?
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, down low. No, I'm talking about like Donovan Mitchell out of the three of them.
This is a first-round exit team
This
in the
doesn't
making.
make sense to trade.
RJ's
for
a solid defensive player.
Yeah, he's all right, but like this, I don't see this team doing anything.
They're the
are
Knicks.
Are the Knicks getting better from a Donovan Mitchell trade? I think Donovan Mitchell could definitely help teams out. I just don't think the Knicks is the move.
That's a question.
No, if you're gonna move in RJ for him, which they're not gonna do, but like, okay, then I'm fine with that. Everybody's putting stock in Emmanuel quickly, but he can't even get into the starting lineup right now with these three.
So the Jazz are going to just
Blow
start
it
all
up.
over.
They blow it all
And
up.
that's what happens when Danny Ainge is a part of your front office. All right, you have really good players. Add Isaiah Thomas and just move it over. I won't let it
here's
go.
the thing. Rudy Gobert trade was really good.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Rudy
they
Gobert-
fleeced.
yeah.
They fleeced Minnesota. So at least they have draft capital over the next few years. If you can get a good haul for a Donovan Mitchell,
If you get 4 picks for Gobert, you can get 17 for Mitchell.
Dude, I don't even want to know. Like, we were just talking about like a potential trade package for KD, which is supposed to be like the biggest one ever, but it looks like they're both staying in Brooklyn. So
the Nets were talking with the Raptors for weeks, and the Raptors don't want to part with Scotty Barnes.
dude, they think he's gonna be the next Kawhi or something. Like, dude,
Which would you trade
yes,
a guy like Scotty
Yes.
Barnes who's 22,
you can't, dude. For KD,
who's 34?
you can't get me over the table fast enough. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
Because here's the
KD's
thing:
proven.
is Scotty Barnes gonna help Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam get over the hump? Because that's what you're working with. The answer is no. KD can. Thank you. Next.
Okay, I mean,
Thank you, next.
thank you. Next, but Scotty Barnes is definitely a piece that you could have, and who knows? Maybe he is the next Kawhi Leonard.
Fair, but
Maybe.
They
Is
trust
he-
the Raptors player development has been very good over these last few years.
for sure.
They have built some really good players.
But here's the thing, though, right? They haven't gotten it done until they made the big trade. And if trading for Kawhi is a big move, but he didn't even want to be there. KD might actually want to be there. I'm pretty sure him and Drake are boys. They can chill all the time now. They're in Toronto.
Him and Drake. are
Okay,
boys.
so it's like I think KD would actually really like Toronto.
yeah, I mean, KD's always been all high for the Suns.
Because here's the thing, though, right? Granted, it is Brooklyn, it is the smaller team, but you're still playing in New York. There's still that pressure. Does Toronto come with that? Because when do you ever hear Toronto talk bad about their players?
Never.
They were mad at the front office for trading DeMar DeRozan, even though like it got them Kawhi Leonard. They didn't even want that to happen because they're that loyal to their guys.
Yeah.
They were happy that the championship happened, but they were sad to see him go. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
All right,
100%.
it's like this is a fan base that shows nothing but love. You can't say that for a lot of fan bases.
In basketball, I feel like
Show nothing undivided love.
that's Canadians.
Depends on the
for
team.
you. That's
Canadians.
Those
for
are
you.
Canadians. For
Do you know
you.
that there's a law that Canadians say sorry so much that saying sorry cannot be an admission of guilt in a trial? I don't know if that's true, but I read that and like I hope it is because that's funny. But anyway, back around. I don't know what Toronto's thinking. If Donovan Mitchell, going back to Utah now, if he ends up in Miami,
Bye, Tyler.
Do we believe? Yeah, absolutely. Bye, Tyler. But do we believe that Dwayne Wade there's a conspiracy? Dwayne Wade and management.
Oh man.
Because imagine this was the move the entire time. Wade, go get some. We're not going to give you ownership stake. We want you to go with Utah, but we want you to go get the next you.
And then he comes to Miami.
And then bring him to Miami.
Then we'll get you on
couple of years. You did your thing. Sell off your stake in Utah. We'll bring you back to Miami.
Even if
this guy just constantly gives back to Wade County, bro.
Yes.
All right? I think it's ridiculous that he's not a part of management. I'm just, giving out a little conspiracy theory here.
But watch it be true.
But the real tragedy is, right, if the conspiracy isn't true. First off, if the conspiracy is true, that is ridiculous and there should be reprimands and whatever comes with it.
Never.
However, the fact that he's just not a part of Miami's ownership is ridiculous, and I blame whoever's in charge over there for that. I mean, this is a guy who's... How many times is a guy the face of an entire franchise from years to come? Some teams don't even have that face of a franchise. The Clippers don't have one.
That's for sure.
All right.
You don't think Kawhi is?
No, dude, he's barely played. He hasn't brought anything to the city.
We'll be playing next year.
Kawhi's more of a face for Toronto than he is anywhere else, and he was there for half a season.
A whole season.
Okay, that was it.
But yeah, it was one season. Did everything he could in that one season, yeah.
Got a little ahead of myself, my bad. But, still, but is Kawhi is Toronto's history.
Yeah.
And he didn't even want to be there. Does Memphis have a guy? It's going to be Ja, but they don't necessarily have the guy who's the face of the franchise.
As far as historically goes,
I mean, take your pick out of three decent guys.
Well, Spurs just traded away DeJounte Murray. That was their face of the franchise.
No, dude, Tim Duncan is the face of the franchise. I'm talking all time. Some franchise don't even have one.
I feel like every team has a
dude,
face of the
okay,
franchise.
Who's Memphis? Because you could go through three decently guys. It's going to be Ja.
Marc
Gasol.
Zach Randolph or Mike Conley.
Marc Gasol.
It could be either one of those three. Because I'm pretty sure that might be the only three jerseys that they have retired. Who's the Brooklyn Nets?
The Nets is like
Dr. J.
Jason Kidd.
Probably Jason Kidd.
Dr. J?
Jason Kidd.
No, but Dr. J never played with them in the NBA. He played with them in the ABA.
Philadelphia 76ers.
Dr. J.
Allen Iverson.
Moses Malone.
They have a lot.
They got contenders.
Yeah.
Miami's got one contender.
D Wade.
It's Dwayne Wade.
LeBron.
It's not LeBron. It's Dwayne Wade. There was already a championship there from Dwayne Wade before LeBron even got there.
Before D Wade, it was like Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway, but they didn't win any championship.
No,
they didn't win any championship.
They didn't do nothing for the city, so that's not really like the face of the franchise. You think of Alonzo because he went to the expansion team, and he took the shot to help get them started, but...
It's D Wade, yeah.
You think about Jimmy Butler?
No, I don't think of it. I think Jimmy is the face now, but is Jimmy going to be... When you think of Miami, Jimmy Butler is not going to be the first name that comes to your mind unless you were like a 5-year-old kid now.
Yeah.
All right? And it's like, oh my God, Jimmy was the man. Yeah, because you didn't see Dwayne Wade. Get over yourself.
Get over yourself.
Ariana Grande, thank you. Next.
Like with the... yeah. Oh, that's a great one.
Thank you.
Like with the Lakers, who's the face of that franchise?
Kobe.
Or do they just have a Mount Rushmore?
There is a Mount Rushmore.
The Lakers and Celtics have.
It was Magic. Kobe Bryant is synonymous with the Lakers. Anybody that thinks Kobe's the greatest player in franchise history. All right, can we just stop this debate right now? Magic always had Kareem. Granted, Kobe did have Shaq, but then to go from Pau Gasol from Shaq, dude, that's a big drop off. He still gets it done. Who else has been? First off, the kid got there when he was 17 years old. Played his entire career there. Granted, he did want to leave out a couple of times, and who could blame him? All right, because it can be a headache dealing with these certain organizations for so long, especially when they had the down. Come on, dude. He had to go through the Smush Parker and Kwame Brown years. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
All right. Kobe Bryant is the Lakers, and that is before the tragic accident happened. That's just me. That's coming from a Lakers fan.
You're right.
All right.
You are correct.
And it was Magic for a long time. Kobe being Bryant, I'm not saying overshadowed him. I'm just saying he matched the level and took it one step further.
Is Giannis the face of the Bucks? Well, Kareem didn't want to leave.
I don't think
Giannis,
Kareem left.
It's
yeah,
Giannis.
Kareem wanted to leave Milwaukee. That ruined that
Oscar
there.
Robertson question mark?
That's the Kings. That's the Kings. Oscar Robertson.
only played like 3
Kings.
years in Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's a king.
The Kings don't even have one, dude. They don't even have a history. They're the Kings.
To the Kings.
Chris Webber.
Oh, John
Mike,
Stockton.
baby. I mean, there's a couple of guys.
That's a
I
Jazz.
said John Stockton. What is wrong with you, bro?
Put him in timeout.
No.
I know.
They have the same colors back then. Kind of confused you for a
No,
second
it's
there.
all good. But that's the thing, dude. I don't know. D. Mitch to Miami would be interesting.
Yeah.
I much prefer seeing a Damian Lillard. I don't know where Kevin Durant's going to go. Toronto is insane for not trading for him. Speaking of being insane, how are the Lakers not giving up the only thing that's stopping the Kyrie deal supposedly
first-round pick?
is a second first-round pick, as if they've done anything with their draft picks, as if it's a high draft pick. What does it matter? It's first round, yeah, but it's going to be a late rounder if you get him. What are they thinking here? Get the deal done. LeBron's not going to re-up. He said he'll re-up if Kyrie comes. It's worth it. What are they thinking? What are we doing?
And then did you see Jeannie Buss's cryptic tweet the other day about I miss my friend Kobe. If he was here, he would have I
Do you think she's calling out LeBron?
Yeah, I legitimately think she was calling out LeBron there.
Interesting. Well, I mean, let's be honest. Kobe definitely was the face of the yes, LeBron is the face of the Lakers now, but Kobe was the face for how long? He took a lot of the heat. Nobody even talked about management when Kobe was there, let's be honest, because they were just too busy talking about Kobe.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't know, man. Especially with LeBron having 1 foot out the door. Yeah, I think she's definitely calling him out.
Yeah, look, I miss KB. He would understand and explain everything that I am not allowed to. Honestly, he was the greatest Laker ever. He understood team over self, meaning your rewards would come if you valued team goals over your own, then everything would fall into place.
Which is so ironic because there's such this stigma with Kobe of being a selfish player. He wasn't a selfish player, dude. He had a standard. If you didn't live up to the standard, you didn't get past the ball. That's what happens. Michael Jordan's out here punching Steve Kerr for Steve Kerr not living up to the standards. All right, but that's okay. But Kobe can't pass the ball, and he's selfish. Come on.
But yeah, this whole Lakers situation. Apparently, Kyrie now saying he wants to stay with the Nets for another year.
Dude, what?
I don't
Are the
understand.
Nets the schmucks? Is Kyrie the schmuck? Is KD the schmuck? I don't even have a schmuck of the week. This is like a schmuck of the month going just to Brooklyn, entire top to bottom. Okay, what is going on here? Do you want to be there? Do you not want to be there? Adam Silver said that at the next meeting with the players union. They're addressing players openly trying to force trades. He thinks it's a problem. Dame Lillard said that people should be more loyal. And I don't know how I feel about that because I want to see guys go compete. I'm fine with guys being loyal if the organizations are actually going to try and do something. But Washington with Bradley Beal and Portland with Dame ain't trying to win.
I feel like Kevin Durant, as much as he's demanding a trade, I feel like it's just an impulsive thing here he's doing. I don't think he really wants out. I think it's just a factor of he just got swept.
Yep.
The Warriors won a championship without him. He's a little upset right now. And
He's got everything crashing down around him.
And now he's sort of just I need to go out and do something quick to turn this thing around. And that's sort of the reason why he's asked for the trade. I don't really, truly 100% believe
I'm going to be honest.
he wants out.
I don't think he wants to play with Kyrie. I'm going to state that right now.
Despite all the impressions saying he does.
I think they're actually good friends off the court. But sometimes you can't, think about it, bro. They always say don't work with family. Because if the business goes bad, that's where the fight is. You shouldn't start a business with your best friend because if business goes bad, here it is. He got into business with probably a very good friend, and the friend's not holding up to his end of the deal at times, even though when he does play, he is phenomenal. The problem is he doesn't play that much. And when they did play, they didn't have enough chemistry together, nothing around them. And here comes Boston, so who everybody bought in on. It's a very weird situation. I have no clue what's going on. I don't think Kevin Durant wants to play with Kyrie Irving.
I just hope the Nets can either get a Scotty Barnes or a Devin Booker.
You're just looking for some young talent?
Something.
Dude, there's no way the Suns are giving up D-Book for that. But here's the thing that's getting my attention out. Apparently, DeAndre Ayton to Indiana is heating up. You're not playing Miles Turner with DeAndre Ayton, so potential three-way deal.
So wait, is Ayton still under contract?
No.
So why
I
would
think it would be a sign and trade.
So it'd be a 3-way sign and trade?
I'm thinking 3-way, potentially Kevin Durant goes to Brooklyn, goes to Phoenix. Miles Turner and Mikal Bridges get sent to Brooklyn.
I would like
And Ayton heads up to Indiana, and maybe some picks get thrown around.
That's intriguing.
It's very interesting.
The Nets would probably need to get like 3 or 4 firsts if we're talking that trade.
Probably.
Possibly from Indiana.
Probably. And I think I do it if I'm all teams. Why not? Indiana's not winning anything. They just want to compete a little bit, but they're not going after any. I don't even know if they want to compete. They just traded away Malcolm Brogdon for nothing.
Yeah.
And Sabonis. They traded Sabonis earlier in the year too.
Yeah, but they got there was a hole for that.
They got
Halliburton.
Yeah, Halliburton and Buddy
Hield.
Hield, you know, so.
But that's more like building for the future. It feels like.
And no matter
Not
how
Hield
bad
necessarily.
like we think that Pacers are, they usually are competitive.
Yeah,
They're just
that's
a
true.
decent organization, but they're just one of those like staying alive teams to me. You know?
The 8th seed. The 8th seed every year.
You know. Last thing here before we finish up basketball, guys, we are seeing the NBA Summer League, people just going nuts about certain players.
There's been a lot more viewership lately with the Summer League.
Dude,
I never watch it.
I watch it, but here's my question. Do you guys think, like, I don't believe in the hype behind it. Like, I look at it for, like, the potential, but, like, you have Chet Holmgren going ridiculous, getting, like, 4 blocks, putting up, like, 20-plus points, an efficient 20. Like, dude, he's playing against Summer League guys. These are guys that don't even make the league. The Spurs have had a guy on their Summer League team who's never played one game in the NBA. I can't remember his name. I'll get it for you in a second. But, like, I don't put this much stock in it.
Me neither. Like,
You know, I literally saw last year. I paid more attention last year than any other year because I wanted to see if Jello Ball could actually do something. All right? And I'm going to be honest. James Bouknight was the draft pick for Charlotte last year, I believe. This might have been 2 years ago.
When Jello came in?
Yeah, when Jello came in with the Hornets. I think it was last year.
Summer
it was
League-
definitely 2 years ago.
it's cool, but
When did James Bouknight get drafted? Somebody help me out here.
last season.
Was it?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Last 2 years. That's for sure.
It's within the last 2 years, but anyway, I watched that year, right? And I saw Jello Ball perform better
Last
than
year.
Bouknight at times. It was last year, right? I saw Jello Ball, no pun intended, ball out at Summer League at times. Then they legitimately stopped passing him the ball because they were like, oh, he might take a spot. All right? That's what it looked like to me.
Wow.
I'm saying it right now. I saw it. But that's the thing. It's like he proved that he has a shot, that he can play some defense. And where's it gotten?
Nowhere.
So Chet Holmgren lighting up Summer League guys is doing nothing for me, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is going to be the second coming."
Well,
It's not.
the one thing from Summer League that I have looked at, remember we were talking a little bit after the draft that Jabari Smith should have been number 1 overall pick. And then Ben Caro got number 1 overall, and we were like, what are we doing? Ben Caro, man,
But it's
absolutely
Summer League.
dominated Jabari Smith.
But
They
hold
went
on,
head to-
hold on, hold
they
on,
went head to
hold
head.
up. Who got the win though?
Was it Jabari?
Jabari Smith got the win at the end of that game.
But Ben Caro outplayed him.
Outplayed him maybe, but it's not like Jabari Smith had a bad night. Ben Caro had the better night individually, but it's all about getting the dub, right?
I think
So it's debatable over here.
Summer League is all cool. Because sometimes, like, Blake Griffin won a Summer League MVP, John Wall. So sometimes it works out, but then you got guys like Glenn Rice Jr. who win the Summer League MVP, or Josh Hart, or Alonzo Ball. I mean, Lonzo's not a bad player.
Lonzo.
Oh.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Stop the disrespect. All right?
No, I'm saying he's
Bring
good.
him back. I want him.
But, like, Davion Mitchell and Cameron Thomas were the co-MVPs last season, and Cameron Thomas is pretty good. But
Dude, Off Night's the man, dude. Shout out Off Night. I won my bracket because of him when he was playing with Baylor.
Yeah.
Everybody else had Gonzaga, and I was like, I had no clue what was going on. I was like, everybody's choosing Gonzaga. There's no way I'm going to choose more than guys in this because it was like a 20-man pool. There's no way I was going to 1 to 19. Those are my odds.
I will never pick Gonzaga to win the NCAA championship.
I'm with
ever.
you. I'm with you. Didn't you do it?
As a kid, I remember when Kelly Olynyk was there, and they were like had 1 loss, and they were the top seed. I picked them to win it all, and they lost in the second round. And I was like, from that day forward, I was like, I will never pick the Zags to win it all ever again.
So just as I mean, like, does anybody put any stock in summer league? That's all.
A
I'm asking.
little bit, but I mean nothing crazy.
It does
You know what I
nothing
mean?
for me
Does
anymore.
nothing. Yeah, like
It's just it's like the NFL preseason.
Now, speaking of Gonzaga, right?
yeah.
Oh, I like that comparison. It's like the NFL. But yeah, don't mean nothing.
Do people really sit down and watch all 4 of their team's preseason games?
I think
Maybe
you
if
watch
you're
the first
like-
2.
I watched maybe the first one, and then I stop watching.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'll look at like the recaps or something.
Dude,
I'll
the
see like,
last
which player's
game,
playing good.
you got guys from the practice squad that aren't even going to make the practice squad or getting looks. Like, come on.
I think the preseason is just cool to look at because you get to see guys that you maybe want to see that you don't
Well,
know.
also
if you can see them.
I take it as an opportunity to look at like like your first round picks, their first action in like an NFL like
Yeah.
surrounding.
It's all well and cool. Yeah, I agree.
So, going back to my original transition, right? We were just talking about like Gonzaga, and obviously that's
College.
college, right? And speaking of college, going to be switching gears here to football here at Mazz in the Midday. We are seeing some big California players, meaning, universities, switching what am I trying to
Conferences.
say? Conferences. Thank you. I was saying leagues. I was like, no, that's not it.
Yeah, so the USC and UCLA, 2 teams from Los Angeles that
The
or I should say
Pac-12.
colleges, yeah, the
Pac-12.
Pac-12. They are probably USC is a really prestigious football school. They have a couple national championships.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, OJ Simpson.
Did you just say OJ?
Yeah, OJ was the juice at USC.
I
man.
know.
Then UCLA is always, they're pretty competitive.
Josh
They
Rosen.
had Josh Rosen for a couple of years. They're moving.
Mark Sanchez.
Mark
Ooh.
Sanchez. Carson
Carson
Palmer. I was. Me and Connor have that. Same
But
thing.
they're moving conferences over
Yeah.
to the Big Ten.
They're moving to the Big Ten, which
How do we feel about this?
Good for
How-
the Big Ten. Cool.
their travel costs are going to be crazy.
They
But
probably
they're
have it.
making the
Though.
money
They have the
with the
money.
new
Yeah,
deal,
they have
right?
it.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you guys feel about I guess you can say, like, the consolidation of conferences, of basically, we just saw Texas and Oklahoma
Go to the SEC.
go to the SEC. I'm telling you right now, everybody's going to be looking for Notre Dame.
Because they're independent.
The
yeah.
ACC needs to go get Notre Dame.
I think we
okay,
talk
so
about-
here's the deal. Notre Dame is in the ACC for
Just
every
not in
sport,
football.
not football. Yeah.
But they need to go get that because
They
with
were-
the other conferences getting, we're going to start seeing a lot more money go into the Big Ten now with these two. The TV deals are going to be ridiculous. The SEC is still going to be dominating.
For football,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, for football. For
For
football.
basketball, I'd still probably rock with the ACC.
Yes, yeah, for sure. But we're talking football here.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be in the same one. I don't know why. That's a little weird to me, but that makes no sense. I mean, the university should just be in the conference, I feel like.
Yeah, right?
All right,
don't know.
so
But if we're going to get this consolidation of conferences, I mean, the Pac-12 is
toast.
toasted.
Big 12 too.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Do
Big
you
Tw-
merge if
dude,
you're them? What do you do?
The Big 12 is literally taking like UCF now.
Yeah.
They're taking UCF. I think they're taking Memphis. They're like we're getting
Well, hold on.
these big-time
UCF.
schools.
UCF.
They're good.
They were
They were
decent.
good.
They're not good enough to win it all, but they were undefeated for a little bit there.
They should have made the
But
playoff
here's
that
the
year.
Power 5 schools. The Power 5 conferences. I say SEC, Big 10, ACC,
Big 12,
and then Big 12, and Pac-12. Pac-12 is looking like it's going to fold the next few years. But those are some big teams in the Pac-12. Washington,
That's what
Oregon.
I'm saying. Would you be surprised if you saw the Pac-12 and the Pac and the Big 12 kind of trim the fat
And since the US
link up
but here's the thing,
for a new conference?
but that USC UCLA deal is going to kind of complicate things.
Yeah.
So maybe I feel like the Big 12 and Big 10 are just going to pick and choose who they really want, and I feel like the Big 10's more prestigious.
Don't sleep on the American either now.
Nah, I'm sleeping on them.
What?
They're not a Power 5 school conference. They've never been.
Listen, Cincinnati, Houston, UCF, Memphis, they're all there.
You named one team that I could care about.
Cincinnati.
That's it. And that's because of recency bias.
Exactly.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the way that you fix all of this so that it legitimately probably doesn't matter, extend the playoffs. It's ridiculous that there's only 4 spots.
8
I'm fine with 8.
or
Well,
6
I-
at least.
They keep pushing back the deadline on that.
Dude,
Originally it was supposed to be by 2025. Now we're hearing 2027. Now we're hearing probably 2030. It's going to happen.
Dude, just give me all the playoff football. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
One and done. Let's get it.
It's awesome.
Just a giant March
That's why I
Madness.
lo-
They
that's
just-
Just a giant March Madness of football.
Football.
Let's get it.
Well, doesn't I think the Division 2 championship is like
FCS
a whole,
is a whole. Yeah,
it's like a whole bracket.
The other half of Division 1 football, the championship subdivision, they do have a whole bracket and everything. Yeah.
Isn't it like what, like 20 something teams?
I'm not sure, but
20
North Dakota State wins it every year.
Dude, I'm
so.
just saying, I feel like the way to do this might sound a little crazy, so hear me out, right?
Let's hear it.
You just hit it with the bracket. If you lose, boom, you go into the new bracket, and then you go compete for your bowl, depending on how far you got.
Oh,
You're out the first round, congratulations, you're not getting a trophy. You still get to go play your games and get your fans, and if you have like your own special TV deals, at Notre Dame, you could go do that. That's fine. But let's get down to the pinnacle of it. You got it week in and week out. That's what we love about football. It's one and done games. There's no series. All right. The best team does not necessarily win every time. All right.
yeah, that's for sure.
We'd love to see the upsets, and I'm sick of seeing Bama every year. So let's get it.
All right.
Like
I think the Big Ten really needs to make some splashes when it comes to college football because they always have good teams like Ohio State every year, and then Michigan the one year, but they never really seem to get it done in the playoffs. I mean, Ohio State did the one time,
The first
the
ever
first
college
one,
football playoff.
but
yeah.
since then they always get dominated by either Clemson or Alabama.
Yep.
So like,
Here comes Miami.
Dude, Miami's literally on the come up, dude. I'm not just saying this because I'm a U fan, but
They're coming.
Cristobal is doing.
They're signing
some
all
work.
these recruits that they were never gonna get before.
That's what I didn't want to see Manny Diaz go, but it had to happen.
Sadly, because I loved him as a defensive coordinator.
I believe he's a DC over in Penn State now.
Yeah, he is. But I wish they could have kept him as their DC, but he wouldn't. Obviously, he's.
Why would you?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, let's be honest. They didn't want to keep him.
It's
They
such a
might have
sad
said
thing.
that they wanted to keep him, but let's be honest, dude. They didn't want to keep
I
him.
remember-
You saw the press release on that where, you've seen different like press releases where it's just like, oh, thank you so much, this and that, blah blah blah, and Miami's just like, hey, thanks.
Remember when?
But Manny Diaz is the mastermind behind the turnover chain. He
Yeah.
changed the culture. Everybody has their turnover something, whether it's the stupid backpack, the
or
throne,
the basketball hoop,
who does that?
Cincinnati.
What?
They have like a hoop and they like dunk a basketball every time they get a turnover.
The Marlins have a home run football helmet.
Oh.
What?
Every time a player hits a home run, they have this football helmet and they put a sticker on it for whichever player you are. So just get a
Oh,
ton
so
of
it's for
stickers.
baseball, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I know the Blue Jays do like that jacket, and then the Red Sox have like a cart, the laundry cart.
Interesting.
Like
Dude,
there's so
some
many
of these
like
things are just
traditions now.
ridiculous. Traditions, quote unquote.
no, but I remember the turnover chain started. They were
Turnover
they were-
chain is still the best.
They were 10 that year.
turnover thing. And maybe the throne. I believe Boise State does a throne. You get to sit in like this, like literally looks like a king's throne.
That's cool.
That's cool. All right, but like I still think the turnover chain is the best thing, and I'm not just saying that. I think it's legitimately the best idea. It looks good. It's something that guys actually want to wear. I believe it's. I don't know if it's real, but they went to a real jeweler for it.
It's gone now, though.
What's up?
It's gone now, though.
They're not doing it no more.
Cristobal's in there now. I'm pretty sure it's gone.
Nah, dude, you got to keep that. That's going to be a
I'm
mainstay.
90% sure it's
I
gone.
guarantee you they're keeping that. You have to, dude. It's become a mainstay.
It's the U, bro.
I don't think
Dude,
so.
but the U is coming back to prominence. I'm not saying that they're going to be rivaling Alabama, but they're going to be in that upper echelon, I'm sure, of
These two Miami fans right here, man.
Miami's removing the turnover chain after the 2022 season. I told you. Cristobal's taking it away.
Dude,
it's gone.
That's the worst move ever. Big things are coming to Miami. That's the worst thing that they could possibly do.
Listen,
it
I'll
keeps the
sacrifice
guys
that.
hyped. What are you
If
going to
we
bring
had-
up?
If we had to sacrifice the turnover chain for everything else
Yeah,
they've
I
gotten,
guess.
I'll take it. I'll
I just
100%
think
take it.
you're taking something away from the guys. Maybe he's like, oh, that's old regime kind of thing, but it's not even really a regime. How long was Diaz there? Like 3 seasons?
It's okay, though. Once they're wearing championship rings, they'll have a replacement for the turnover
Dude, I don't
chain.
know if they're going to get to that. I mean, you still got to... You got to put out some big money here. But hey, you never know. I also didn't think that Archie Manning was... Arch Manning was
The
going to be
grandson,
signing
yeah.
with Texas.
That was crazy.
I didn't see that coming. So anything could happen.
In the middle of the week.
Well, let's get on to some NFL news.
Oh, I think it's time for our schmuck of the week and a new segment that we are debuting. First, let me hit the schmuck of the week, and then Ant can
All right.
take it from there.
So
and
you do
if
have one, eh?
I think there's only
One option.
one option
Let's hear this.
that's going on. Abby Gile, or Guile. I don't know how to say her name. She's only relevant for 2 reasons now. It was only 1. Now it's 2. Abby Guile is the...
I'm going to say Gile.
It might be Gile. I have no clue what this lady's name is. But anyway, Zach Wilson's ex-girlfriend who got with his former teammate at BYU has just released statements saying that, Zach Wilson is now having relations with his mama's friend. And that brings us to Ant.
Our new segment that we now have on Ant Mazz in the Midday. We talk about Schmuck of the Week. Who's the biggest schmuck in sports for that particular week? We are now having a Dog of the Week.
The debut segment.
Woof woof.
Who is the biggest player or like
somebody that just did something impressive.
Like
something that we just all sit there and we just go,
wow.
Yes.
Like we have, like it could be athletically, like if you have like a really good performance for the week, or if it could be something off the field, like what's going on this week.
Like our very first one off the field, bro. Here we are.
Zach Wilson. I don't know if we can get to the specifics here on WMSC of what Zach Wilson did, but if you don't know,
then
it's not that hard to find out. But let me just say, Zachary Capono Wilson. Capono Wilson got that dog in him.
This man, I'm just going to call him Zachary Finch Wilson, for those of you who have seen American Pie.
Wow.
That
Here
is
we are.
pretty much what Zach Wilson was doing.
So, can we get 2 claps and a Ric Flair for Zach Wilson? Woo! All right, fellas. Now, bringing us back to our schmuck of the week. I mean, this lady, Abby, because I have no clue how to say this last name. I'm not even going to attempt it anymore. Zach Wilson's ex-girlfriend. Now, who's she with now? Who's the wide receiver that she's with now?
It's like Dax Milne?
Dax Milne.
Dax
Okay.
Milne.
So now Zach Milne's girlfriend. First off, it doesn't work out with Wilson. I don't know what happened there, but then you end up getting with a guy who's been known to be, I'm pretty sure, like his best friend, okay, at one point in time. First off, how dare you break the bro code? Boo on that guy. Pretty sure he plays for the Commanders. Congratulations. Awful people playing in an awful organization. What else is new? But her, you expose that as if, like, people are going to side with you on this thing. Lady, there is 1 billion people in this world. You could have got... She's a good-looking lady, don't get me wrong. She could have went with anybody, and she goes after his best friend. So something happened there. I don't know. Maybe Zach's a bad guy. We don't know the full story. But to break this, like, he's having relations with his friend's mother... I'm sorry, with his mother's friend. As if, like, people... Like, dude, he's getting cheered all over the place for this. Congratulations. You thought that he was going to be like, oh, my God, everybody's going to be appalled and outraged. Dude, love don't judge. Here we are. What's wrong with you? You're looking like a schmuck. She gets the schmuck of the week. That's my stance.
And Zach Wilson gets
And Zach Wilson got that dog in him.
that dog in him. Dog of the week.
We need definitely just a dog
Like a sound effect, like a roof, roof.
You know? Can we get a roof? Connor, give us a roof, bro.
Roof.
Thank you.
We literally just made Connor
Bark on.
bark
Bark.
on air.
I mean,
Yeah.
I barked, you barked, he barked. Here we are.
Yeah, but you didn't
Barf.
make us. I didn't make you bark.
I didn't
myself
make him. I asked
We
him
sort of
to.
just said, Connor, bark.
I
and he did.
said, Connor, give me a bark. He didn't have to.
That's what I'm
That is
saying.
a not so grown man. He could have done his own thing.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Okay, I
Like,
appreciate you.
We made Connor bark.
We did not make him bark.
No. Did not make. I volunteered.
You didn't volunteer. I asked you, but
Arf.
you did have free choice.
Yeah.
Here we are, Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Dude, the memes that have come from this are just top tier. Like, I've been seeing some of these.
Top
It's so
tier.
funny. Like, who knew Zach Wilson had that dog in him? Mazz was saying it for the last few weeks.
I've
one
been saying
Z.
he's a dog, dude. I didn't know he was a pit bull, but he's a dog, bro. All right, like
Mazz with 1Z. Is that who you're talking about?
I will be leaving this show if you guys don't put some respect on my name. Unbelievable.
I have it with 2 Z's in my phone.
I appreciate that. See, that's respect right there.
But that's just me. You know what I mean? Like, over here.
This guy over here. I mean, listen. Who's this guy? This is a guy who misses the. This is a guy who misses the show's partly named after him, and he misses the first episode. Who are you?
Why are you attacking me right now? What did I say? What did I say?
It's the 1Z, dude. I haven't gotten over it. I apologize.
And in other NFL news,
Eh.
Heinz Field just got renamed.
Dude, what is... I mean, everybody's, like, losing their mind over that as if it was, like, the Staples Center. It happens.
I
What's
don't
it being
know.
renamed to?
Heinz Field is definitely like an iconic name in
Yes.
football. And the Steelers Stadium is definitely one of the best.
Yes.
So it's changing to Acrisure
Acrisure Stadium or
Acrisure
something.
Stadium.
Is that like a brand?
It's like I think it's like a Michigan like firm, like a banker's firm,
Interesting.
and they bought the rights to the name of Heinz Field.
Sounds better than Crypto Arena, so I'm fine with it.
Crypto.com arena.
Like, what
Yeah,
do you
okay.
feel about? How do you feel about these like companies just like coming in and like overpaying and like getting the rights to buy the name of a stadium?
Well, you know the old saying, money talks and something else walks. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So-
Okay.
See.
Can't
See.
say it, but you get what I'm saying. So,
See.
dude, I mean, that's what everybody's around here for. Let's not act like this isn't a business. They found a way to monetize a sport, and they're getting the most out of it. It just makes sense. I mean, does it really matter what the field is called?
No.
Unless they rename
it means-
Lambeau Field. That's the only thing. Like, nobody's going to.
It means that to Steeler fans, they always I literally see Steeler fans online. They go, "I'm still calling it Heinz."
That's fine, but like, listen, in about like 15 years, the new generation is gonna be calling it.
Acrisure Stadium.
You know, just like the new Lakers fans are going to be
Like-
calling it Crypto.com. It don't matter.
There are
Nobody is going to lose their mind unless they rename Lambeau Field.
or like
And that's not going to happen because
Like
they
Wrigley
don't even
Field.
yeah, Fenway, Wrigley, those
have
historic stadiums.
Those are the only ones.
Yankee Stadium. If that gets changed,
It's coming.
no,
It's coming.
I won't want it. I don't want it.
I don't want it either, but it's
I don't
coming.
want it.
I see
if
them
the
doing
Yankees
it.
take a sponsorship on a stadium, I'm not going.
I just hope it's a good sponsor, like
McDonald's Stadium.
sure, McDonald's Stadium. I was going to say Presidente, but we don't need to get into that.
Olive Garden Stadium.
No, stop it. Stop it.
The Italian restaurant of New York,
Dude,
Olive Garden.
stop it. That is
Burger
a
King.
sin.
Burger King Arena.
Nobody wants to become
What's
Burger-
the steakhouse in New York? The one like pretty big.
Which one?
I don't know. There's like
Which
one
one?
like really famous.
Do. Come on, bro.
You get like a
Come on now.
steakhouse to
God.
sponsor Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, listen. I don't. It's not going anywhere yet, but that will be the first of the big ones to fall. I feel like if it ever comes.
Yeah, I feel like we're
Now, if Lambeau
we're
Field-
changing Sprague Field to WMSC Field.
Yeah.
Mazz in the Midday Field.
Midday Field.
Listen, no matter how far we take this, we're not owning an arena in a major sports league. We're lucky if we get a park named after us. All right. We did big things if we got a park in Mount Olive. All right.
Hey now, listen.
The Connor Cupin Park.
The Connor Cupin Park.
Yeah.
But fellas, there was something else.
Nikhil Harry got traded. That's what it's
That
about.
was it. The Kill Harry got traded. Big news. Big news.
7th round pick.
Chicago's moving up in the world, and Mac Jones has another target not to throw to. Here we are.
Mac Jones does not have another target.
I just said does
Doesn't
not have
Oh,
another
there
Now
we
target
go.
to throw
Justin
to.
Fields
Okay.
has
Justin Fields
Nikhil Harry.
Well, he's got some good guys. I mean, now that Robinson's gone,
Darnell Mooney season.
he still has Darnell Mooney. Like, what else? Like now you have Nikhil Harry. Like the Bears' offense is
Oh,
poverty
the Bears. The Bears. How
They-
did they win the division 4 years ago?
because Mitchell
How?
Trubisky was like somehow good.
He had he was in the Pro Bowl that year.
Like how?
Injury
I
replacements.
had him on my fantasy team that year too.
Injury replacements.
He took me all the way to the semifinals.
My gosh.
But like, yeah, like the Bears now trade for Nikhil Harry, 7th round pick, which Patriots, that's a travesty. They wasted a 2nd round pick on that guy.
The amount of receivers drafted in front of him. you
Dude,
just
does it
think of,
even
like,
matter, bro? I mean, they just took the center
Pa-
that nobody even
the
heard
Patriots,
of.
Cole Strange.
surprisingly, have not been great drafters lately.
Yeah.
Are we going to see the end of the Bill Belichick regime?
Please.
They're not gonna fire him.
No,
No,
not
no,
at
no.
all. But I'm just saying, like,
I can't
Did he
wait.
need
I
Tom?
can't wait. How old
Did
do I
he?
have to get?
Did
is
he
that
need
thought
Tom?
still? I don't think he did.
I mean, he did
I
go
think
to
it was
the
a,
playoffs
I think
with
it was a
rookie
match made
quarterback.
in football heaven.
He did go to the playoffs with a rookie quarterback.
Yep. But the moves recently have just been a little questionable.
Devontae Parker
you
for a
you
third-round pick.
You gotta know he knows what he's doing, but it's some questionable moves where it's like, what does he know?
They passed on what's his name in the 2nd round this year. They had the linebacker from I think
Oh, N'Kobe Dean?
Kobe Dean, yeah, Georgia. They passed on to Kobe Dean when they could have had. They got a really fast receiver, which everyone was like, they need to improve the defense now that Van Noy's gone.
Dude, they kind of have to improve everywhere. I feel like.
Patriots need to improve everywhere.
Who's he throwing? Who's this kid throwing to?
Mac.
Who's he throwing to?
I mean, he still got
Come
Oh
on.
my goodness.
We don't even know.
Devontae Parker.
That's it. That's all he's got.
Jacoby Myers.
I mean, listen,
Jacoby
I'm
Myers.
not, I'm not sold on Mac Jones, but I will say this: it's not like he's got much to work with.
And also, he's in a division with the Bills, so they're probably the best team of the AFC.
Probably
right
the
now.
best quarterback in football right now.
right now.
I think
that's bold.
This kid has done more with less than Aaron Rodgers did,
I don't think he's
than Patty Mahomes did. I'm saying it right now. We're gonna see Patty
I think
Mahomes.
Aaron Rodgers has done more than less than what Josh Allen has.
I'm talking about recently. I'm not talking about career. I'm just talking about like right this second
Well,
of
now-
last season.
we got to see what Aaron Rodgers has in them now that he doesn't have Devontae Adams anymore.
Exactly. So we're gonna see. But we just saw Josh Allen utilize Gabriel Davis, and we didn't even know who Gabriel Davis was until that game. Nobody did. Bills Mafia didn't even know. I don't want to hear it. All right.
Oh, sure.
Connor's just going after you right now.
I knew who Gabe Davis was.
You didn't know. Stop it.
Yes.
What college you go to? Thank you. Next.
What college did he go to?
What college? If you knew him, what college did he go to?
No.
Okay. What did he average the year before this? Was he even in the league before this? I couldn't tell you.
See, Connor knows all.
Yeah, Connor
Yeah,
has
man.
no
Come on now.
clue. Has
Come
no
on
clue.
now, listen.
He has no clue.
No, but he did develop a rapport with guys like Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox. I think the Bills need a running back.
I would concur, but where did Gabriel Davis come from?
He went to Seminole High School. I don't even have a college for him. Like, where did he go?
UCF.
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 See, UCF.
4th round pick.
Big
2020.
12 up-and-comers.
Okay, here we go. And he's playing with the Bills since 2020.
Yep.
He's been there for 2 seasons. Nobody knows who he is until that game.
They had Emmanuel Sanders last year, too.
Okay, but he utilized Gabriel Davis, and that's what I'm more concerned about. This
Well,
guy,
also-
Josh Allen, just coming
Well,
with a
also,
vengeance.
you forget that Kansas City secondary was one of the worst in football last year.
Not as bad as the Bills at the end.
Well, yeah, that was because they lost Tre'Davious White, and
There's only so much Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer can do.
So here we
but
are.
they're safeties, too.
Yeah.
You need corners.
So here we are.
Levi Wallace.
I mean, dude, I really feel like Josh Allen is. I think he's going to be the MVP.
He can totally win the MVP.
He can. Problem is, the last few years, he's gotten out to such a good start, and then he tapers off for a little bit. He
Yeah,
needs to
That's
put it-
Kyler. That's Kyler.
Yeah, Kyler's well. Dak, another
Don't get
guy
me
like
started,
that.
dude. Stop, please. Dak's not winning the MVP.
But, like, he needs to
We
put...
might take it all the way potentially at some point.
Whoa.
At some
Eagles
point,
take the division
hold
first
on,
of all.
Let me. No, they're not.
Hold
Stop
on,
it.
what'd you say again? Say it again?
I said let me finish the statement.
Okay.
Within Dak's tenure of being with the boys, there is a possibility they take it all the way. Stop it. Get some milk.
yo!
Oh, okay. I thought you were hitting me with a stop and get some help.
Yeah, and that also feels pretty right
Stop it. Get some help.
for that.
Do you not think that Dak Prescott is capable?
Not with the Cowboys.
Whoa. Now with the Cowboys? I just don't think he's...
I think Dak's more capable than the Cowboys organization, and I'm a fan.
Yeah, I agree.
Bro, he got outshot out by Jimmy Garoppolo.
Stop it. All right, I don't know what was going on there. Everybody has a bad
He got
game.
beat by Jimmy
Just stop
G,
it.
the guy you always trash on.
Dude.
He beat your Dallas Cowboys in a playoff game.
Dude,
Here we go.
they did a quarterback draw. The average NFL play takes 6 seconds. With the time left on the clock, the math comes out to roughly 3 plays for 3 shots at the end zone. And they do a quarterback draw with no timeouts. That's Dak's fault? Actually,
Dak-
it is. Dak should have called an audible at the line. He should have Peyton Manning. I can't hear you. What's going on? Boom. Called
Or
the old
Dak
play.
should have slid sooner.
No. It should have never have been a play. That was ridiculous. It's one of the worst calls I've ever seen in playoff history. It's the second worst call
Hey, Connor.
ever made.
They lost to Jimmy G.
Dude, it is the second worst call.
And the
we
ref
lost,
capped
we
it off.
lost to that defense. Okay.
And the ref.
No, the ref was doing his job. I can't
That's
even blame
fair.
him.
That's fair.
And the glare in AT&T Stadium.
But seriously, here's the thing, right? That legitimately might be the second worst call in playoff history that I've seen. Personally.
To what?
Not giving Marshawn
Oh,
Lynch the ball on
yeah,
the 1
yeah,
yard
yeah,
line. Are you
yeah,
kidding me?
Yeah, there we go.
I don't care what anybody says. If Russell Wilson completes the pass, it's the greatest. No, it's not. It's still a bad call. It just would have happened to gone down. You have a monster at the 1 yard line. You give him the ball. All right.
Yeah, I agree. I'm
and then
on board.
and then when you have the opportunity to take 3 shots at the end zone to win the playoff game, and you decide to go with the play that takes up all the time and is the most riskiest of all, and putting your quarterback out there with basically no protection, can't even get out of bounds. Yeah, it's a bad call. All right, congratulations. Somebody get Sean Payton to the Cowboys, please. Please. Mike McCarthy's not the guy.
What are they going to offer him? What's the contract going to be?
Whatever he wants, blank check it.
Jerry's
World. Come on, Gerald.
Some men just like to watch the world
Do you think
burn.
Jerry's going to be around for a little bit longer? How much longer do you think?
In terms of like organization or like life, what are you talking about?
Do you think he's going to be owning the Cowboys?
I think he's
till
owning
he
the
dies?
Cowboys for as long as he's living, and that guy is going to outlive me, okay? I'm 20.
He's a Hall of Famer,
I'll
man.
be 25, and Jerry's going to outlive me.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Dude, he's got to be in his 90s, bro.
I don't know about
Definitely not his 90s, but like, dude, he's up there.
Well,
Here we go. We have 1 minute left here.
So, good show today, guys.
Hold on.
What?
I got it. 79 years old. 79 going on 95.
79 going to 95.
Okay.
I think they can get it done under Jerry. I just don't think Mike McCarthy can be the guy. But they got to make the change soon because Dak is a quarterback that could literally win it all. All right, not the most talented guy, but a guy that can get the job done.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't waste it because not everybody can do it. All right?
If Trent Dilfer could do it, Dak can do it.
Fair.
Nick Foles
Yeah.
Fair.
can do it.
Then Dak can do
Dude,
it.
it's they got to score touchdowns. That's the problem. They put up yards and stuff. They just got to get in the end zone. The defense got to be better. The whole organization's got to be better. That's a show. Thank you. Give me 2 claps and a riff flare.
Woo! All right, you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, Ant Mazz in the Midday, Anthony Cafone, Brandon Mazmarazzo, and Connor Cupin. Thank you guys so much again for listening. If you want, you can catch this episode later on YouTube. You can do it if you want. No need to.
Whatever you want.
It's Ant
We're
Mazz
all
in the
over the
Midday.
place. You can find us.
You can find
Yes.
us if you want, but
It's up
that's
to
what
you.
it is. But
Shout out Artie Amini.
Shout out Artie Amini, man. We miss you. And have a good one, guys. Peace.